stream button. Skype. Hello. Sorry. Whatever. Please. Somehow Skype is still working. Okay, bye, Skype.
I sadly removed Skype from my dock today. I was like, welp, there goes that.
There goes that. It's still like my butt when I hit my stream button, like it still comes up. Like I mostly just because I'm lazy, haven't moved it. But it's still like, hi. Like it doesn't yell at me at all.
I might need to do more fire. One moment.
I gotta see it. Hold on. I'm gonna open up Discord. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
So you'll have to forgive me if every once in a while I have an audio issue tonight. But I think we should be good. I think I've fixed it now.
I want to see the fire. Show me the fire. Show me the flames. Show me the smoke.
Okay, so
Habemos.
yeah, literally when Karen mentioned it, I was like, I have a kitchen torch and Negroni fixings. So we're gonna light the wood chips on fire. There's the smoke.
Yay!
But also I need to do that. Oh, it smells amazing. I used beech wood because beeches are white.
Excellent.
I have 6 different woods I can choose from to smoke things with.
So the new pope is a Midwesterner who went to Villanova. So no matter which American food we pick to transubstantiate, Holy Communion is going to be more calories than the global average daily intake.
So right.
Don't think we're going to change what we transubstantiate, Ryan. You
I know,
have a lot of
I
faith
can't
in the
resist
progressiveness
every possible
here.
Pope
It's so
joke
progressive.
that's on the internet right now.
There's so many good ones. Sorry. Hi, Jin.
Okay. Yes. So for folks just joining us, Karen gave the brilliant idea to make Negronis in honor of our new Pope. So I, also at Karen's suggestion, took it one step further, and I have my smoker on it, and I'm smoking it with beech wood. So I don't know if it'll.
It did.
I don't know how long to let it go. Yeah, I can see it. I can see it in the drink itself. It's all woo.
Oh, I think you should take it off and let it go. This is a bonus for early people.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the smoke kind of already happened. It
Yeah.
kind of went down, but oh yeah, it's not super visible except to me.
Okay.
It was though.
It was. Yeah, I saw it
before.
Also,
It was a cool
Jen.
moment.
Habemos something.
Habemos Negroni.
That's awesome. Well, cheers, everybody.
Oh my gosh, it smells incredible in here. I should
Oh, there
smoke
you go,
more
sticking
things.
a hot
Cheers
dog in
to
it.
not the worst option.
A hot dog Negroni.
Yay! Ew.
Curse the Negroni.
That is-
by
that is
sticking
the
a hot dog in it.
Why would I curse my Negroni? That is the saddest
think-
thing.
Can you have a deep dish Negroni?
Okay.
I was just gonna say deep dish
All right,
pizza,
cheers.
canonically the best pizza now.
It's true. Oh.
Cheers. I don't know. I like
Cheers,
the idea of a
everybody.
deep dish Negroni.
I mean, if it's just deep. And
Oh
then
my
it's like
goodness,
a lot,
this is
that's kinda great.
amazing.
So
This is amazing.
Clearly, you need to do that to more things more often.
I got the smoker actually not for for cocktails, even though it's a cocktail smoker kit because it has the little thing that sits on the glass. But
Hi, Snow Mercury.
Yeah.
I got it for like creme brulee and like there was something else I needed it for that was like not actually for
Witchcraft.
this.
Hi, Frank.
But I decided while I was gonna get a kitchen torch, I should get the full
Hello,
smoker
Frank.
like cocktail set. Hello, Snow Mercury. Hi, Frank. Hi, everybody. Everybody has missed the smoke, but I have a smoked Negroni here in honor of the new Pope, and it's incredible.
It had white smoke coming off of it.
From beech wood, white smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah. In any case,
amazing.
religious and political news aside, Because most weeks we're here to dodge that. Though again, the news this week could be a lot worse, right? So
Could be worse.
right?
Woo!
That particular
Yay!
news.
That's a thing to cheer for these days.
Could be worse.
My office smells amazing.
Gosh.
Talk to me
yeah.
about academic budgets and news from my dean when I'm not on a public camera sometime
Ooh,
this
no.
week.
Let's talk about
But
Spellcaster.
instead, let's talk about Spellcaster that
Yeah.
Karen is playing for us to start our Shenanigaming for May here.
I am gonna start
Yay!
our
This is
Shenanigaming
like
for
kind of
May.
our like welcome to summer-ish, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
Kinda.
I
Our
think we're
folks
all
pretty
done
much-
now, right?
Almost. Karen
Just
has
about.
Okay.
almost there, right?
Yeah, today was our first day of exams.
Okay.
So
Okay.
my stuff's coming in. It'll be trickling in over the next week, basically. Yeah. Yep. So that's where we are. I taught my last class today during exam week, and it was fun.
That's
But anyway,
But so we're all like within a stone's throw of done.
Yeah.
I'm already in summer. I'm already teaching.
Hmm.
I started
No.
Tuesday.
Unacceptable. I mean, you need to get paid and get work and good job, everything. But
I got
also no.
contracts for summer. Let's all cheers to that. Like
Yes. Yes.
who knew? And I am so grateful, especially because we just spent $11,000
yes.
on the plumbing.
Yes.
It was more than 10,000?
Yeah,
In the
well,
end?
because there was an extra $1,000 for
Extra
like
$1,000.
the actual like basement snaking, like water
Oh.
and that led to the
Oh,
extra
okay.
10,000. Yeah.
Gross.
basement
Okay.
sneaking.
There's
Sounds
an ogre
dirty.
chasing a guy in this.
Basement.
Yeah. Karen, talk to us about this.
Okay, so I will. So this is my
Anyway.
latest addiction. This was my end of semester / end of year splurge. It was a sale, and it's not a particularly big splurge, but it is super cute. It is you are building basically you're like your own Hogwarts. You are building a school of witchcraft and wizardry, and it's like a deck builder kind of thing with a lot of strategy. So it's a sim, it's a management game. So anyway, I think the easiest way to show you how it works is to just jump right in and play it for you. So I'm going to start a new campaign, and I will go ahead and just start it on regular everything's. What should my university name be?
Oh my god.
Something streamy.
Not Streamy University. Something else. I don't know. Chat, what do you think our university
Chat.
name
What should our
be?
university?
Goals
No!
of American
Get out of
University.
No. Shut down. Give us a
I'm going on mod mode.
suggestion
right.
that's better.
How about Twitchcraft?
Twitchcraft. I'll take it.
That's cute.
And
Twitchcraft you.
That's
All
cute.
right.
Or just Twitchcraft? Okay.
All right.
Twitchcraft.
Where would you like for me to start?
Forest.
Lake, forest, or village?
Forest.
Forest?
I'm
Okay.
Wow.
big on forest.
Dana is a
settings.
green colored person here on the magic
No,
wheel.
I've always been a little cottagecore.
All right, we're going to start in the forest.
I'm reading the Brambley Hedge books to my kid right now, and man, those books are adorable. I didn't know about them when I was a kid, but I would have loved them.
All right,
I
so
don't-
we have to
yeah, I
make a
don't know what
bunch of
those are at all.
executive decisions as we go. So here we are in the forest. We'll be at home here. The elves
Are-
used to live in these woods, but everybody
Is
knows
this the
elves don't
headmaster here,
exist.
the skull? Are they implying that?
No.
Students
This
are
is not
poorer
good.
than
Well,
usual,
but
but have a
but
higher
chance of being
chance
werewolves.
being werewolf.
Yes.
Is that a good thing in this universe? Like
It can be.
werewolvery?
It can be.
It can
So
be.
basically, whichever option I pick is going to give me some bonuses. So I can either
Isn't
get
it lycanthropy?
It's
Let's
interesting
do the
to me
financial
that
aid option.
the narrative explanation is
What is
much
it?
larger print than the ludic consequence of this choice.
Yeah, it's really tiny. This is my one major
Consequence.
critique of this game is that the font is so small sometimes that you cannot see what
And
is
you'll
happening,
notice-
and you can't zoom in.
It's a serif font because they want to imply like learning in books. But that can be less legible at scale. So
Well, but the
Well, in
green
any
text
case.
font is sans serif, right?
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
which is jarring, honestly.
All right, so we
Well,
can
in
draw
case
a
I don't-
stable and a fawn. We can have 900 gold, and we can
Yeah.
get the
Or a
counselor's
counselor's
office,
office
and the
and a
trophy case.
So, does anybody
Financial
care?
aid option. Financial aid option.
Take
I
the
need
take
a lot
the
of
money?
gold.
Okay,
I
gonna take the
always
money.
do gold in every game. I realized I'm like
So
a
you're
miserly
part
mercenary
dragon.
person. Or dragon. I like that better.
You might be part dragon, Julianne.
So
Dana
Well,
always
your
has
bog
the
witchery.
most positive way of framing something.
I know.
Dragons
I
hoard
appreciate
gold, man.
So
It's
these are
true.
our
thought
surroundings
about
in
that
the
one.
It's
forest.
beautiful.
And
I
what's
love
really
it. I'm
cool is,
so
like,
happy.
But look how much you can
Oh yeah,
zoom
I
right
love
on
the
into the
camera. This
rooms.
is wild.
You can zoom all the way in. This is our entrance to our school, and so every cards that you get that are
Dormitory.
buildings, you get to figure out where to attach them. And where you attach them is going to have potentially have eventual strategic consequences. So you do want to kind of think about it. You get to create your own houses for the students to get sorted into, and you sort them. And so I recruit students. But you'll notice here down here you've got 6 slots, and these are your mana slots. So as they fill up, this one's a gold slot. The other ones are mana. So as they filled up, you get rewards from that. So the more money you have, you also can draw cards from that. So this is your standard deck. And so right now I can pick any one of these 3. I could pick another dormitory, a medicine cabinet, or private apartments for the teachers. I think, does anybody care? I imagine right now all the teachers want rest,
Private
right?
apartments. I like that. In this room, teachers can rest. It's not the closet of the classroom. Cool.
Right, right.
So-
It's not the closet where they go to cry.
So at the beginning of the game, you have we chose the gold option, so we have quite a lot of card choosing here. So some of these are going to be rooms, and some of these are decorations for your rooms that do something. So I could choose a light room, for example, and that's my light magic, and that will fill up that particular slot, right? And teach good magic. And it also allows you to put a shelf and 2 artifacts in there that tells you what you can put in the room. Or I could get snow globes for your teacher, or a library to make the housing more, to make the room more efficient. All right. I don't know if anybody is going to have a particular care at this particular juncture.
Either
I don't know
do the
yet.
library or the light room. I think not
Yeah,
the snow globes.
that's kind of what I'm leaning.
Okay. I will choose the library for now. I get a teacher's lounge. I have a shadow room. That's for your dark magic, your shadow magic, which fills up this slot. Or an arcane room for your arcane magic that fills up this slot.
Ooh, let's do arcane magic, I guess. Temporal portal-y stuff. Is as close to map adjacent as I'm going to get.
All right. And then again, I could get a private bedroom for the students, a light room, which I didn't choose last time, or the snow globes, which I didn't choose last time. I don't know if anybody cares.
Do light, I guess. Right, get more slots.
All right. We still have some gold to spend. So again, I could get a shadow room that helps with the dark magic, private bedroom, or a psychologist.
A psychologist can make your students immune to loss of sanity. This is very modern.
This is very higher ed.
Yeah.
We're going to invest in our mental health services.
Put in our Office of Student Success over here. I kind of like that.
I'm okay with
I'll
that. Go
choose
with
the
that.
psychologist.
Yeah.
I'm doing nothing ludic here. I'm just doing everything like
By
just
vibes.
fun. Yeah,
I'm not
vibes,
hearing
vibes
any
only.
music for what it's worth, and maybe I'm supposed to
No,
be.
it's just
I
it's
hear
just
tweets.
it's ambient
birds.
right
Okay,
now.
okay.
Yeah.
So I could pick a
I hear
third house.
birds.
Yeah, I could have a
It's
third
very
house for my
Sylvan.
students.
Are you a bird
another
skunk?
private apartment, or
Right.
something that increases combat.
Wait, can
I'm
we
not
boost the birds and get Frank Lehman to ID it?
Hell
He's
yeah.
done it before in games. He did it in what was it, Mist? What were we playing where he like
we need
Frank's
to
ID'd
on
a
give
it.
him
bird?
homework.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
on it. Just give him a minute without us
Amazing.
speaking here. The new house. Yeah.
I'm just gonna pick that one. Have we identified that?
So do we start drawing cards now?
I can start playing them. I can't see the chat, so I didn't know if we were waiting on Frank.
Oh, he'll
Anyway,
catch
so we
up.
can
Start playing.
Okay. Okay, so we can start putting these rooms in any sort of particular order to build our thing. So this tells you where you can play them.
Okay.
All right. So I'm just going to start building. And then once you do, you have your choice of teacher. And you'll notice they give you,
Lawful, neutral.
Yeah, their pedagogy
alignment.
skill.
Pedagogy,
and
mediocre.
whether or not they are unionized.
Oh.
Yes.
And then they give you positive traits are on the
It's too
left
real,
and negative
actually.
traits are on the right. So
Okay,
you do
she's
want to count them
Howard.
through.
That sounds like me.
I like
The
a
names
chaotic
are-
good
Like
teacher.
Howard?
You want a chaotic good? Okay, we'll choose fun with a round belly guy. Okay.
Talk to them more. Okay.
And let's
yeah.
see. Let's build a light room. Same thing here. I always like to go with the excellent pedagogy, personally.
Yeah. I feel like investing in the teaching staff feels revolutionary at times.
Our psychologist up there. I prefer a better pedagogue over a mediocre one.
Mhm.
You don't want
personally.
a lawful evil psychologist, right?
Hmm.
So just build the students' hall, for example. They can have a refectory up here.
I meant, speaking of psychologists, I mentioned in trauma therapy this week that Joe, how we had been watching Severance, and then we got to episode 4, which is kind of cliffhangery, and then he like switched to The Sopranos, and I was just like whiplash because I was like, whoa, the cliffhanger, and how we were hitting a point with the psychologist, like wanting to take Tony Soprano back as a patient, and my therapist was like raving. She's like, wait, you haven't seen The Sopranos? I'm like, not really, like, definitely not all the way through. So she was like, it's so good, finish it. I was like, okay, but I also want to finish Severance first.
I know that's such an interesting blend of shows to be watching at the same time.
Well, it isn't though. It was like a total pivot, and I was just like, what are we doing now?
All right, so anytime you create a new house, you can choose your colors, you can choose your name, it doesn't matter. The thing you want to look for is the house features. So these are going to be the characteristics that the students have when they show up, and you kind of want to match the students to the right house.
Mhm.
So we haven't picked any students yet, so you don't really know what you're going to get. So you can look for like good combos of things,
Okay.
like good characteristics that you really want folks to have. And try to pair them up. So
Interesting.
so I'd like, do we want somebody that specializes in alchemy or arcane magic? If you want somebody to be diligent, they're better at studying. If they're a light sleeper, they recuperate faster or whatever have you. So
We should
I'm
have an
inclined-
arcane scholar because we have arcane magic, right?
We do have an arcane classroom.
Yeah.
That kind of makes sense.
So better maybe not mix the types of magic necessarily. You can always
Yeah.
change these. You can't change
I
these
feel like
later, but I'll-
Arcane and Diligent go nice together.
Okay. So in that case, I might want to bump Arcana up here to a priority. And then we can always fool with these later.
Mm-hmm.
So, if we get a quest that tells us to really focus on arcane magic, I can make all of these other things forbidden so that they can only
What is
do
the
that
house
one.
name? It looks like MILF, but I'm pretty sure that's not what it says.
Dole of Melf. Here, I'll re-roll.
Melf with an E?
Toril D.
Okay.
Toril D, there we are.
Torilde. That's better.
Let's
It looks
give them
like
yellow
like
robes.
MILF.
Let's create yet another house. Ulag Fala.
I like that. I like Ulag Falat. I like
Ulag
the flag. Leave it exactly like that.
So we already had a diligent, so I think we probably want to choose like courageous, and then maybe Jack of all trades is a really good one because they learn all types of magic equally fast.
Oh yeah.
Frank is reporting his birds.
All right, so here's maybe we'll make an
Birdsong report
alchemy
time.
here, and they can either be athletic, gourmet, or beautiful.
I mean, I like gourmet and beautiful personally.
Okay, I love that
Let's-
Frank recorded us
Three
in
birds.
Audacity and then took it to his computer program. That's amazing.
You're the
That's
best,
lovely.
Frank. We love having you.
All right, we're gonna hire. We're gonna
Okay,
recruit
roll
new
it up.
students yet. So
Okay,
here's
so
the
3
thing with the
birds.
students, right?
We
So
need to
you
make a
get
house
Northern
called
Flicker in the background once.
Northern Flicker. Okay.
that's so funny.
Because I do the bird app, but I'm obviously in a different region. Okay.
And some fluty mystery bird. That's fun.
Fluty mystery bird.
I like
Hi, doing
Fluty
fine,
Mystery
thanks.
Bird.
I like a fluty mystery. Is that kind of like a ambiguous wind instrument, but of the bird
Yes.
kingdom.
Yeah,
Yes,
for sure.
that's what I vote.
No
So here's the
titmouse.
thing with
That
the
is sad.
students, right? So the students come in with the same, like, lawful, neutral, whatever have you. It tells you what their intelligence is. So the student is a little
bit
slow.
A bit slow.
And it tells you their wealth. So this person is average. They are not very wealthy.
That reminds
Is
me
this
when
game
Dragon
like a
Quest
growth
3 a
mindset
couple
game?
months ago
Like, can
called
you get
Julianne
smarter?
like a lout, a terrible person.
Oh, I was
Yes.
that Dragon Quest called me that, and I still want to play it. Whatever.
Yeah.
you get
Anyway,
the
can
good-
you get
That's how good the
smarter in
game
this
is.
game, or is this like
Yes,
core?
You can
Okay.
no, you can totally get smarter. So you have good characteristics and bad ones, and you want to match the good ones with the ones in their houses.
Mhm.
None of these say steadfast, so I'm just going to put them in the general class.
Okay.
This one is alchemy, so I want to put them in the alchemy house.
True. I like the
Same
cloak.
thing here. Alchemy. We don't have a light sleeper, and we don't have anybody that's ambitious. That's our first 5 students. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit play, and the game will run. And you'll see in just a little bit here that our
It's like
students
The
are going to start.
Sims.
Here
Ooh, I
comes the
love this
soundtrack.
music too. Yeah.
Here we go.
Here they all come. There's our folks.
And this was our title theme music too? Title screen?
Yeah,
Or different? I don't know.
it's close. It ticks all my medievalism bells.
I
you
was
know?
going to say medievalism bells.
Every bell.
and
Good bell,
chimes
bad
and
bell.
Organs.
Yeah, so we've got like students
Wordless
sleeping.
voice.
The
I did
professors
not
are going to
realize
their
the light
classroom.
magic
Look at that.
professor had like a form-fitting dress.
It's robes, it's
Yeah.
robes.
It's
But
kind
they're all
of
going to their.
Strapless robes. Sleeveless
strapless
robes.
dress, yeah.
The cool thing is that you can actually make it run double speed to speed it up. So like everybody's just
All
going to
run
zip
around.
around for a little while and wait for
Yeah.
something to happen. So after a while, like you're going to start getting notifications over here on the side. And so the first thing happens is that you have new student applications to process.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Folks want to come in. So this
Yeah.
person has no redeeming qualities, but they are
Wow.
smart and they are deaf, which means they'll actually
Aw.
learn slower.
Okay.
Oh, that's
It says
a
something.
failure
Are there
of
things you
us.
wait? I have to ask. Are there things you can do to like improve accessibility for deaf students
It's more
that
just
you've
like
encountered?
deaf means like in the game.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Not like in real life. No, like deaf just means that you learn slower. So when things happen that make you learn faster, then yes, but it's not like about deafness.
So
if
you
that makes
can't
sense.
like build in like a sign language program. like,
No.
okay.
I know. Accessibility.
I
This
would
is
be
interesting.
so if you had said like yes you can actually like do this perk at some point if you draw this card I would be like oh beside myself.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
here's our first like not like side quest things, but these are like the things you have to deal with, and like
Thanks for
as
the
you
spectrum.
grow,
I bet
you'll
our
get
deaf
different
student could
options.
deal with this better.
So
Yeah.
I can tell our teacher to go back to work and stop bothering me, or I can lose some prestige points and draw a
Ooh.
pyre, which at this
Uh.
point I probably will do because it's early enough that we can recoup those prestige points. And a pyre lets you learn light magic faster. So I might want to put that in my light magic classroom.
Oh, that's so much less dark than I was thinking. I was like, you're gonna burn your students who are noisy and bad like a pyre.
Yeah, it basically just is like, you can't deny how festive it is, and it's a great way of getting rid of disruptive elements. So, and you can move these around. Like if I really wanted to, I can take these out and move them into a different room. But anyway, I'll just let it keep playing.
Frank, for
I
the
usually
record,
play
you
on
are in
twice
very good
speed.
company, simultaneously playing your own game while tuning into the stream. I know that
Oh, yeah.
Jarrell always does that.
Jarrell always does that, and actually a lot of Elizabeth Hambleton will do it sometimes. Kate will do it. Like a lot of folks will like either play something else or be working on something else. We love being the sonic wallpaper.
Oh, King. Our school needs a new source of funding. I want a politician who says that to me.
yeah.
So we can either get 200 gold or we can get
King
another
sends his
room.
Regards. Remember that? Yeah, never.
So
Yeah,
I usually
Elizabeth
take the
Oh, yeah,
room,
let's get a new
honestly.
building.
does birding. Maybe it's a theory thing. Maybe that's why like I think it's cool, but like I didn't get like taught.
So here's what we can choose from.
I
Every
was gonna say
parent takes a
indoctrinated.
birding
That's not really
class.
the right word.
We can get a janitor,
Lodge.
but that's
Okay.
linked to shadow magic because you need a seriously dark temper to scare off students.
That's funny.
Okay.
I can get an assassin's arena where I can learn how to assassinate
Oh.
people.
Okay.
Or I could get an
I
enchantment
don't like
workshop
that, at
that
all.
lets me grow in alchemy.
Oh, I kind of want the Assassin's Arena because I just relived one of my favorite gaming moments, which is joining the Dark Brotherhood in Oblivion. I'm playing the remaster.
No.
And eventually you walk up to the door and it just says, hold on, I have to lean in my new microphone and do the ASMR thing.
Oh.
What is the color of night?
Ew,
And-
no.
And you have to answer correctly or the door will never open for you.
So are we taking the Assassin's Arena then?
No, I want to do the alchemy. Sorry. Well,
This
we
one?
need a tiebreaker. Dana, what do you want? General
Alchemy.
Sithis.
Let's go with Julianne.
No.
Let's go with
Okay.
Julianne.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So I'll put the building. It doesn't matter where we put it. We can put them anywhere. I can hang them off the
Jen, I
side.
appreciate the vote for assassination. I really do. Thank you.
All right.
Amazing.
So I'm going to choose Betty McDowell because her pedagogy is appropriate. So I'm gonna take
Okay, well,
her.
Andrew, we don't want that.
That's very
When you feel like
interesting.
you want to get into your love of that game, we definitely want to stream Claire Obscure with you because
Yeah, absolutely.
literally, so
Look
many
how
times
cute
in the
they
past
are.
week, people have been like, "Have you heard of this game?" Like my neighbor, 2 days ago, I went down there and we were picking lilacs actually because I make jelly at this time of year. It's lovely. If anybody wants the recipe, I'll send it to you. But we were like, you have to pull them very gently off of the green pistil stamen. I don't know. You have to pull the lilac flower off because the green part is bitter. So we were sitting there doing that, and our daughters were playing the sandbox. And then the husband comes up. He's like, "I'm playing this game, and it's called Claire Obscure, and it's so good, and it's so French." And I was like, "This is the one Andrew won't stop talking about." So we need to stream it and then the student in office hour came to office hours tonight and was like, "You need to play this game," and I was like, "Okay." So we have to stream
It's
it
everywhere. It's everywhere.
Well, we had enough
everywhere right now.
light mana to pick a new card, so we can either get a chapel,
Ooh,
another light
you're
room,
welcome.
a weapons rack
Fabulous.
that lets you improve on these skills, or we can recruit 5 elves.
Elves! Didn't they
Elves.
become extinct?
Apparently not.
Let's recruit some elves. Some mystery.
Julianne's invested, so I'm just gonna
It's
go with her
diversity
for
and
this.
inclusion. I don't know.
Wait, she's like
I am
sitting forward in the
invested.
chair, like really, really in it.
Well, this
I added
this
it to my
poor
wish
elf,
list like 10 minutes ago.
this poor
Like,
elf is a
ready.
little slow and poor, but they're well behaved, so we'll put them in the general class.
Aw.
This one is normal, well off,
And
and
American, too.
have no good traits that we want. They're an orphan. The thing about if you're an orphan, if they die in battle, they don't affect your prestige because there's nobody to miss them.
Battle?
Oh my god!
Excuse me? Baking powder?
And then we have an alchemy
When do
apprentice.
you fight?
You do fight. You can.
Yes, fight.
Actually,
Oh,
You
no.
have to assassinate.
Oh no.
you do need skills. And so we have another thing. So here we have what the Adventurers Guild send its regards. So either we want healers, blower uppers, or trinket makers.
Oh, I love a trinket. Sorry. No,
love a
someone
trinket
else should
too.
choose something. I've been choosing too
No,
many.
I'm also very into trinket.
Trinkets.
Trinkets it is. So we can get an alchemical talisman, an arcane crystal staff, or a necro staff, and they all have the particular bonuses.
The alchemical one is the most efficient bonus because it works
It
at
is.
level 1.
You're
That's
so
true.
ludic. I'm just going on vibes. I'm like, ooh, a necro staff.
Well,
Do
right now
alchemical.
I'm
We
also
already
going
have
on
an
vibes.
alchemical
It's okay.
room.
we do have one. It'll get us here. It won't give us anything on runes.
Okay.
Runes, but we'll get there. So we'll pick this one. And
Okay.
the only thing I do is I
Oh,
drag it onto the screen, and it clinks
Dana Marie
in, and that way,
Blank.
the minute
What?
the minute any student reaches that criteria, that talisman will automatically be given to them. I don't know what's happening, and I refuse to acknowledge.
Yeah, that's the
Someone.
private message between the two of them. We're not in on the joke, me and Karen. But you could share with the class if you had some nerve, Dana. I'm just saying.
What, Julianne berating me?
I didn't
Uh-oh.
berate you at all.
The giant
I said
troll-
Dana Marie. I said what you're
That's
giant
true. All she
honest
did was say
troll.
my name out loud. I may have just bought her the game and
Yeah.
slipped it to her.
I'm so excited. You're so sweet. Shut the hell up.
Julianne, I look forward to playing this with you because I know we'll have things to say. But anyway, the giant forest troll
Sorry.
has been asleep for millennia.
Am I allowed to say love you bitch on stream?
Yes.
I just
Yes.
did. Whoops.
You dumb slut. Yeah, I know.
Sugar tits.
That's what Ryan would say.
Anyway.
We've known each other a long time.
Anyway, your presence has disturbed his sleep. If your reputation with the troll falls to 100, he will awake and he won't be happy about it. I have acknowledged that. So
This thing is huge.
I want to point out I have never ever called you a slut, Julianne.
That's true.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the ambiguity for the chat. He has never said this, but I have been encouraging. If I call him a bitch, he can call me a slut, but he will never do it. So, well, not yet. I don't know.
all right. Well, anyway, so we're
The
making contact. We're making contact with all of the local
not going there.
folks.
Not
And one
going
of them,
there
one of the
whatsoever.
groups of local is the villagers. So we have to tell them what we're doing here. They don't like us, so we have to tell
Okay.
them: Are we on the
townies?
side of light? Are we on the
Okay.
side of nature, or are we on the side of darkness?
Nature,
Ooh, only
nature,
one of those
nature.
choices doesn't have a bad
Animals.
consequence, right?
It's true, and that's almost always the
Animals.
one that I pick. I
Farm
picked this one
animals.
because it doesn't mean that we're wedded to that at all. It just means that nothing bad happens. So,
Right.
I'm also just
Sweet.
like, I'm a nature elemental, you know.
well, so it
this
does
is why
mean
I
that we
picked
get
forest. Like, this is where I go.
we get enough mana here, the green mana to either get a fawn, a trinket, or another nature classroom.
Ooh, the room
Ah.
comes with a teacher. Man, you got to choose that. No,
That's-
no
that's-
building ever
all
comes
of
with
these.
a line.
All of
I
these
know,
rooms
but I
come
was
with
gonna say
teachers.
it has a line.
Yeah, almost every new classroom comes with a teacher.
Oh,
So the
I-
question is whether we want a creature. But I'll pick the classroom. That's fine. Cool. So here, let's put in a dolmen, and we want a chaotic neutral good, or a lawful evil appropriate.
lawful evil appropriate. Sorry.
Oh man, so this is definitely the faculty fighting the dean's office, right? Like,
Oh my
for a higher
god.
choice. I like chaotic neutral good. That sounds great.
That's cool. It's fine with me. Anyway, I'm just going to clear out my notifications. So we have some new student applicants.
Mm.
We have a popular child of nature. We don't have any nature going on in here, so I'll put them in the regular house. Same with that one. Same with that one. Those are all our applicants today. The peasants tell us that they have a fertility potion problem, but we haven't leveled up enough to do anything about it, so sorry. And then this right here is a guinea pig. It's called a goonie pig, and it's actually it's the link to your
Sorry.
map. So there's our map.
Our Goonie pig shows you the map.
Yes, because that's actually your method of communication. It's like a passenger pigeon, except for it's a guinea pig.
Oh.
So cute.
And so the goal is that right now you want to improve relations with all of these folks, because then they give you bonuses. You don't want to let any of them drop. So right
Okay.
now they're all kind of like at the halfway point, and the merchant campsite you can buy things at. So usually I start off by making contact with the crown.
Crown.
I want to go back to
Okay.
the king, because I can either ask for money or I can just basically be like, it's so nice to talk to you, and I level up right away. So that's usually what I
That's
What I
interesting because he's like, I'm so busy. And so saying, I just wanted to chat is actually a good thing. That's interesting.
It's like, peace out, I'm done. But you can see that after a while, there's an end to how far I can expand.
Yeah.
And after a while, you're going to hit a vertical limit too, but they don't tell you. So you just kind of keep building until you can't.
And then you just have to make it work with what you have.
Well, what happens is that you can see this scroll. This is the thing I haven't told you about up here.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
You have a time limit. So what's happening is that the Lord of Evil's power is growing over the
Oh,
course of the game.
no.
And this gauge is going to be, at some point, the Lord of Evil is coming, and you have to basically graduate all your students at that exact moment. So whatever they've learned, you are done. They're out into the world, and you destroy the school and you start over. And that's when you move to the different locations. Like we picked forest, but we could have started at the village or the lake or whatever have you. So you've got to start all over. And you start all over 5 or 6 times until you get to the very last end game level. And you'll have been doing campaigns this whole time. And so it's basically like, how many campaigns, how have you worked strategically, and do you win the final campaign or not?
Nice.
And how prestigious have you grown in the meantime? Because you will eventually reach a point where you can't continue anymore.
Quick sidebar. So fast, Dana with that banhammer.
I know. It's because I have
was
mod mode open.
Still looking for my mod button. I was like, where is it?
I try to sign into it like right when we start the stream,
Yeah,
so it's just
smart.
open. But then
Yeah.
I finally, after like not a ton of practice, but enough practice, remembered you have to click on the username and then it brings up the menu to do it.
Yeah,
Because I'm always trying to
oh.
ban the message and I'm like, I can't click it.
Yes, I
So-
always forget that as well. Anyway.
Yes.
So the poor student, they're bored. They don't know what to do.
Oh,
So
there's
there's only
nothing
one other
fun
option.
to do.
We can either say, screw you, or we have enough gold to buy a creature. So we can get the witch's cat, the plant that eats your hands, or a
The witch's
fawn.
cat, it's calico. You have to do the calico.
Oh, also, yeah, the calico cat
Mhm.
reduces the needs of everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the calico takes care of everyone.
So what happens is that you look for the rooms
Since
where the
you're in our
little
house.
insignia shows up, right? So it's like that one tells me I can put it there,
Yeah.
or I could put it here, right? So I'm actually gonna stick it up here in the students' hall because it's gonna affect more students there.
Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Chat.
So
know what I
you want to be
wanna stream?
strategic about where you put things,
I'm
So,
looking
and
at
then-
Frank here, and Frank's bird thing, that the wonderful spectrogram and whatnot. I want Kate and Frank on where we play. What's the board game with the birds?
Oh, I know what
I
you're
just had
talking
it.
about.
the skater bird thing.
No,
It-
not
no,
Skate. No,
Wingspan.
Skatebird is
Frank-
great.
Wingspan?
Frank has
Skatebird's
it,
not the
yeah.
one I'm thinking
Oh,
of.
Wingspan.
Wingspan. Sorry.
Wingspan, thank you. I had it a second ago. I want you both on to do Wingspan with us.
That'd be fantastic.
That'd
I
be
think
so
that'd be
good.
amazing.
That would be very, very
Just do it. Oh, summer is here.
cool. So we can get. I do not recommend we get a gazebo, but we can get a heat box from the future, which is a microwave, or a counselor. I actually recommend the
Microwave.
counselor because it sometimes will let you get different jobs. I'll throw the counselor up here, and let's pick. Oh, they're both terrible. Let's pick the neutral instead of the evil counselor.
I'm of the opinion that Wingspan Digital, and I say this as somebody who genuinely likes tabletop board games, Wingspan Digital is better for the same reason that Carcassonne is better. There's something great about finding many hours of real life physical time to get through something, but counting all the points is done automatically on the computer,
Yes.
and that rules.
Yeah.
In both Wingspan and
Yeah.
Carcassonne.
We have some really fun, slightly more complicated board games that we don't get to do as often here. I'm hoping we can like cultivate maybe a board game specific group because like our local Friday night dinner crew isn't always up for such things. We can sometimes push them a little past like Settlers of Catan into something else, but we can't push them all the way to Twilight Imperium.
Ugh, I love that stuff. All right, I'm gonna proactively take the trophy room because any
Nice.
building this is next to gets a bonus.
Mm-hmm.
Finspan.
So
Oh my
Oh my
Gosh.
god, with
With
fishies?
fishies. That's amazing.
I'm gonna
I
put it
didn't know that
here.
existed.
Me neither.
Also, Karen,
Oh,
whenever
goodness.
you want to, like, obviously this is your current love, but if we want to do any raptor,
Oh yeah, I will
As
totally. I was hoping we could get to a point where
yeah, that's fine.
makes
trust
something else
you.
happen. But what I can also do is I can
What do we need,
The
Dana? 40
Inquisition.
minutes or so?
I don't know. I haven't timed it.
Anyway.
Shoot.
I mean, this is pretty much like you're seeing the gist of the play, but what will happen is that when you pull up that with these times they'll give you certain quests. So you have to pick which quest you want, and you get 3 of them over the course of each location, and you're trying to get 3 gold stars by the end. So this would give us 1 of the 3. So it's like, which one do I want to focus on? Runes, all 3 of those, or these 2? I'm gonna pick like the simple one, and then they'll show up here, and it'll tell you how far along you've progressed.
Nice.
And then, like I said, over the course of the thing, like the Dark Lord is growing, basically. But you can keep building everything. You're going to get more quests. You're going to get eventually the opportunity to go into certain dungeons or sewers, and then you do actually have battles with a party of 4. So it's very like RPG-like. but it's with cards, not with actual
fun.
like moving characters. It's so freaking cute. But there's so many different ramifications to like what cards you pick, where you place all the rooms, what students you get, how you sort them into houses. Like I can go back now into them and I can resort my students.
Hmm.
You know, like because some of them are going to grow in different ways. So like if I click on this one,
that's fun.
oh, okay, this person is now chosen by the light. I want to put them over here. I can resort them into a different house. You know,
Nice.
Are
I
they
don't have
winking
anybody
at us?
down
I
here.
love them.
Yeah.
Can you
So,
rename people? Or
Yep.
They're your students.
oh,
yeah, I guess
Yep.
cute.
And
All
you'll
right,
see like
cool.
as you get them, like what achievements they've gotten. Oh, this person was hanging out with the blue dragon, so they're better at alchemy. This person, same thing.
Hey,
They've all been hanging out with the blue dragon, but like this guy, look at him.
Oh, okay.
He's
This
gotten-
is fun. It's like The Sims.
Yeah.
He's been bullied
I was
and
thinking
annoyed.
about that when Karen talked
Yeah.
about speeding up the time. That
Yeah.
it like gave me a very visceral memory of Sims 2 in particular, where you could just like set it to fast.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
watch everybody
Watch
like
everything
go through their
develop.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's super cute. I really like it.
Nice.
But I'll go ahead and quit.
This seems like this is. I'm unsurprised that you're into this. And
It's
it's
super cute.
adorable. And now Julianne will join you in it.
Yay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyway, but yeah, I'm happy to show you Raptor Boyfriend as well.
Woo! I'm excited about this. Karen was like, you need to start this. And so I did. And I'm only like 15, 20 minutes in, but I was
You
like,
don't have to
ooh,
do much.
we need to like get the vibe. It's cool.
Oh, wait a second. Main menu. Yes. Okay. Let me reshare to Discord. Okay. That should be working. I'm going to turn down my volume just a hair.
Yeah, I'm excited. I
Yeah.
instantly liked the visual aesthetic of it when I opened it, and then the rest
Okay.
of it, I was like,
Is that working?
"Ooh,
Yes,
I
it is.
don't hear
Okay.
anything yet.
Oh,
But I
no?
don't remember if I'm supposed to.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's music happening. Is it not happening?
Oh,
Yeah, me
nope, I'm
neither.
not hearing it.
I'm not hearing any music.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, it has the dyslexia-friendly font. That's nice.
Yes.
It says
Isn't
share
that nice?
application audio. I'm sharing audio. How about now?
I do have it on this particular machine if we need to share from mine too, because I do
Okay.
I do
Well,
have
let
the
me
game.
know.
I
Did
don't
that
hear
work?
anything.
I don't
I
hear
don't
it
hear
either.
anything.
No.
Let me try it from mine.
Huh.
Okay.
Un-
'Cause I'm definitely hearing you, and it's sharing audio to Discord, so.
Weird.
Let's see if Dana's works.
Yeah, sounds good.
Raptor boyfriend. Oops. Share screen. Raptor boyfriend, go live. Anything?
Yeah, I got it now.
Yeah, I'm hearing that.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Such a good vibe. Listen to that beep speech, y'all.
Yeah, I like the
Mhm.
beep speech in this game a lot. I really do.
Okay, so maybe we're in a therapy session. It's been a while since our last appointment, hasn't it, Doc? Well, I'm not gonna lie, lots changed. I know it's kind of a cliche, but my life didn't really start until last year. It didn't start until me and my dad moved to Ladle. Ladle, this magical small town in the middle of nowhere, Ontario. I dreamed of moving here for so long. Ever since I was a kid, I'd come to visit Grandma and go to the local camp. It was like a fantastical adventure every summer. Going back home to the lousy city felt like someone shaking me away from an amazing dream. But this time it was different. This time Ladle was going to be my home. I just wish the reason we moved here wasn't because Grandma had but passed on. We used to be so close. But then right before high school, me and Dad stopped coming to Ladle because we moved too far away. Dad and Grandma had a bad fight.
Ooh, we moved too far away.
Yeah. It's also what I picked when I started this.
Nice.
We moved so far away that coming to Ladle would have been a 2-day trip. And with Dad working all the time, we just never made it up here. We still talk to Grandma on the phone every once in a while, but it wasn't the same. I think Dad felt really bad about not seeing her again. It took a while for it to sink in for me. In movies, when people die, it's always so dramatic and meaningful. But other than the funeral and sadness, a lot of what you have to deal with really is a lot of paperwork. We came up here because despite all that had happened, Grandma left Dad everything. That included her house. So we moved in. I know, talk about bittersweet, right?
Hi, Jordan.
Hi! This is Raptor boyfriend. Back then, when we first moved in, I didn't know how to feel. Dad told me that Grandma would have wanted me to enjoy my senior year, and so that's what I set out to do. I had a lot going for me. Dad let me have Grandma's old truck. I was going to a new school where I could make a good first impression, and I was in Ladle. Now, I know that I haven't been great at meeting new people. I usually like to keep it to myself. It was like totally by choice, though. Now we see the therapist. Amazing. Come on, Doc, don't look at me like that. Fine. It wasn't by choice. I was a dweeb. A big fat dweebus with an L practically tattooed
Dweebus.
on my forehead.
Dweebus is amazing.
Ed.
And then the years
Okay.
started
Years keep
coming.
coming,
And
the
they
years
didn't
that
stop coming.
They
Is
didn't
that what you
stop
want to hear?
coming.
You were right. That wasn't fair. It's just, I'm still a bit sore about it. I guess I just had trouble making friends because I was teased a lot. My best friend ditched me. I moved schools too much. I picked this one on my run initially, but what do we think?
What was the question?
Why
What
did
was
I
the
have trouble
beginning?
making
Oh,
friends?
Pick, I was teased a
Aw.
lot.
Okay. I was just teased a lot. It's hard to have the confidence to make new friends when you know other people think you're
Oh.
super uncool.
That's a bear.
Not to mention it was like other kids were afraid they'd catch the loser disease from me or something. So yeah, Doc, I hadn't really had the best luck before, but on that day, September 15th, 1997, the planets must have aligned in some way that changed everything. Let me tell you about my first day at Ladle High.
Okay.
Listen to the music.
All right. Late 90s,
1997,
early
y'all.
2000s, or 1987, like teen comedy, high school, 10 Things to Hate About You.
Like this super emotional opening. On my way to Ladle, trying desperately not to freak out about the horrifying prospect of starting a new high school during senior year. Ladle's different from most places. What's the worst that can happen? I get shamed, kicked out of school, and regret my actions for the rest of my life? My comforting words weren't enough to calm me down, weirdly. I need a game plan and a goal. Yes, that's it. I knew I was already under a lot of pressure, so I made a goal that felt very reasonable.
As a
I'm gonna
quick
be the
aside,
coolest
because we
girl
were
in
talking
school.
about fonts earlier, this
Uh-huh.
font is an open source dyslexia-friendly font.
Yeah, Julianne was...
I already said it, but
Oh,
if a
sorry.
man needs to say it for it to be real,
I
it's
missed
fine.
it in the chat. I recognize it because
It's fine.
Cave Story ++ has the same font as mine.
Yeah.
A lot of games are using it now. I really like that a lot.
Okay, so the goal is to be the coolest girl in school on the first day. Everyone will be like, you, Stella Starosta, are the coolest girl in
Starosta.
Ladle High. Starosta. It seemed pretty doable. Game plan time. All I have to do is, I only just gotta, here's how I'm gonna do it. I'll make
Me
myself
driving to school every
into
day.
a rock star, a sex
A
symbol,
sex
or the
symbol.
class clown.
Oh my god.
I
What
feel
do we
like you
think?
don't make yourself
Class clown?
into a sex symbol. That's not how high school worked in my experience.
So what do we think?
Other
Rock
people
star?
do that to you.
Oh god, I don't know
Dana,
how this game.
who played a 6-string fretted electric violin in the rock orchestra, leans rock star, but I'm open to other options.
I'm fine with Rockstar.
Man, why isn't like extreme valedictorian energy? one of them. Extreme
I'll
nerd.
make myself into a rock
Yeah,
star.
whereas I'll blend into
Rockstar.
groups and be a totally normal
I'll
person.
say stuff
right?
like, that's killer and stuff.
Right. I
love
guess that
that,
wouldn't be a
like,
game.
We're planning the slang we're going to use. I'll say stuff like, that's killer. Maybe I'll learn the guitar.
class
or just use
clown.
nature's instrument, the voice.
Nature's
Yeah, I'll sing cool
instrument.
songs about sex and drugs. Some people might be scandalized, but that's the price you pay for being a visionary. With a solid plan in place, I started getting closer to school. Then it hit me. What if I run into Taylor? I didn't know how to feel about that.
Is that static anybody else or just me?
Nope, everybody. I got it.
Do I need to do anything? You
Nope.
got it.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thanks. Taylor was my camp
Thanks,
friend. I hadn't seen him
Keeper.
since I was 13. We used to write to each other in between summers. I remember being so excited every time I got one of his letters. It was like I was just a little bit closer to being in Ladle. Then the year I stopped going to camp, I also stopped writing. I don't know why. Maybe it was because I stopped going to camp, I had feelings for him, or he'd changed too much.
Stop going to camp.
Stop going to camp. Clearly, you still do have feelings for him. You wouldn't be talking to
Right.
your teddy bear about him.
Maybe it was because I felt bad about not going to camp anymore. I don't know if that makes sense, but I just didn't want him to be upset. And I guess I was just afraid that if I wrote him, he'd write back with something that just made me sad. Maybe I wanted to be able to remember our friendship just being nice. I knew I had to focus, though. Whether I ran into Taylor or not, first things first. I needed to become a rock star.
Love this.
Episode 1. Welcome to Ladle. Look at my outfit.
Okay, this outfit does not scream rock star. I'm sorry.
It does fit 90s though, doesn't it?
No, the fanny pack is not there. I'm sorry.
No, not at this point in the 90s.
No.
Yeah, I guess 97's a
If this
little
were
late.
1990, yes.
Yeah,
1995, no.
But I think
Karen
like
is
the
correct.
perspective of like we are a dweeb who now wants to pretend to be the coolest kid in school, it's not that far off, right? Maybe.
Wait, so sorry, is the year 95?
This is 97.
97.
You're still not wearing a
97.
fanny pack.
Yeah.
No.
After going to the office
Yeah,
to get
absolutely
registered,
not.
I went to go to find my locker.
None of this
That
is
was-
1997.
The shorts
Yeah, maybe-
also are
maybe it was
not
different in
97.
Canada.
And I don't know how to articulate why I know that because I'm not a fashion person, but I know that the shorts are not correct.
It's overalls, right? It's like a
Yeah, a little
giant
bit.
onesie
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was supposed to meet class representative. They said they'd meet me by my locker. I guess this is it. It had something leaking out of it. Lovely.
Mm.
Yep, that's the locker I would get. Well, might as well put my stuff in there. Oh god, this locker smells like death. The smell was so potent that it made my eyes water. I can feel it. It's so dense, like a stench blanket. I had to find the source before I fainted. That gym sock. It seems to be the center of the stink zone. Ew, so gross. The smell of the gross gym sock was creeping into the hallway. Notice the noise. Right. Ooh.
Oh, staticky.
Yeah, there was staticky
Yeah,
noise. People were starting to notice.
I have a tough time imagining you as uncool, Julianne. I'm not going to lie.
Thank you, I think.
Who was ordering out of Delia's? Whom among us had the money to order out of Delia's and not just like covet it?
I know. Delia's was aspirational.
Delia's was aspirational. I don't think I had a single thing from there. Anyway,
I don't know what that is.
Of course you don't.
You were never a teenage girl, Ryan.
I'm like gonna
Unfortunately.
throw up. Where's that coming from?
Ah.
This is so embarrassing. I don't want to be known as the smelly girl at school. I had to do something. This was my chance to wow everyone with my rock starness.
Nope,
You
this
think
is
this
not
is
the
bad?
moment.
One time on tour, I got totally wasted on like drugs
Like drugs.
that I could barely hold my guitar, and someone barfed or something, and it was really rock and roll and stuff. I was losing them. Watch out! Here we go! Ryan, I think this is gonna be you. I couldn't believe my eyes. It was a velociraptor on a skateboard? Whoa. That dinosaur boy looked so cool. The way his feather crest flowed as he cut through the air. His powerful dinosaur legs and sharp claws. Such balance and grace. But
This
what did he
level
want
of
with me?
ego and coolness for me did not exist in high school. I was also uncool in high school.
All right, here we go, Ryan.
All right, everyone. This has all been a warning.
Play.
Okay,
What's that mean?
a warning?
Sure. This was a warning,
Oh,
a
so he's like
demonstration
the
that we set up to
electric
show
guitar.
the dangers of bad hygiene. Yep. And I'd like to thank my non-smelly co-star, the new girl.
You're welcome.
So let that be a lesson to you all. Go shower, I guess.
Shower, I guess. Before I move on, just to prove my I don't know, cred. Here's a photo of me in my high school rock orchestra.
You were cooler than all of us in high school.
I was
That's
gonna
my
say,
sixth string fretted
I
electric
think
violin.
Dana, I don't know, like maybe Karen too. I don't know. Like I was not cool for a very long time, or ever, honestly.
Classic.
But I think Dana might have been the coolest of us all.
There's a pretty embarrassing
not
video of me that exists on YouTube that most of you have seen, I think, at
Yes,
this
yes,
point. I
I've
usually
seen
only
it.
show it to people in person because it's more fun.
I
that
wouldn't
way.
put
I
it
don't
on this
think I've seen
Twitch
this.
camera live for what it's worth.
No,
Uh,
it's more fun to show people in person where they can react. All
I
right,
will
go
say
shower,
there's
I
a
guess.
moment in high school where I just decided I would become cool. And then
Yeah?
I was
And did it
after
work?
that. You've seen the
Really?
picture, you tell me?
Wow.
And then you're like,
Amazing.
I can just do this the rest of my life. Just
Yeah,
decide
after I
to be
wore
a
that
certain
purple
way.
suit to junior prom, I was like, I could just pretend I'm awesome all the time and people will believe me.
And it worked.
Oh my Kier.
And it
I'm
has
impressed.
worked. Yeah.
The crowd slowly moved on, and then it was just me standing face to face with a raptor. Oh yeah, Ryan's purple suit image is iconic.
It is.
Please don't disembowel me.
Okay, do I go with please don't disembowel me? You're a dinosaur, or you skateboard good?
I think
You
you have.
skateboard good.
I was going to say, you have to say you're a dinosaur, right?
Oh, I like skateboard. Nice skateboard moves.
Wow.
Oh, this is me. You sure know how to do the skateboarding with the jumps and whatnot. You're good at that.
Thanks.
Are you?
Look, I know it's a lot to take in. Yes, I am a skateboarding velociraptor.
Anybody remember Dinosaurs?
No,
The show.
I'm not here to
Yes.
eat you.
Traumatizing. Traumatizing. That was like the worst ending
The
of a
worst
show.
season
Oh my
finale.
God,
Worst
it was
series
so
finale of
bad.
any show
Terrifying.
ever.
I definitely feel like lasting trauma from that.
We're not over it. No
I'm
one
the
is.
baby, gotta love me.
I'm the baby. Gotta love me.
God love me.
Not the mama. So quick story. I had a friend that I grew up with that went to Denison for undergrad, and she comes home like on winter break, and we're hanging out. And she's like, Dana, I made up an entire TV series, and like I think I'm going crazy. She starts describing dinosaurs to me, and I'm like, Erin, that's dinosaurs. Literally just dinosaurs. She's like, okay, then why did nobody at Denison know what it was?
So,
No one.
There was like a
on
weird
her
memory hole
floor.
about dinosaurs, I think.
Jordan,
though.
my
She
letter
told so
jacket
many
is
people
for
at school about it,
choir.
and no
Yeah.
one knew
So
the
maybe
show.
he
And so
sings.
she really thought she like gaslit herself into believing she had made up this entire series.
Wow.
That's
I
I'm
amazing.
not surprised you have it, Andrew. I feel like the dark ending is very suiting to your whole aesthetic. They have an album?
I've decided
Okay, I
that
might need
this-
the album.
The skateboarding velociraptor has a varsity band letter jacket. That's
Mhm.
what I'm saying.
Yes.
I'm actually pretty partial to pizza, spaghetti, and small amphibians. Not some pretty new girl at school.
Ooh. Oh.
Nice cover back there. So, what is that smell anyway?
Nothing. Lie. A dead mouse. Lie. Some jerk left a sock in my locker.
Might as well tell the truth if he's being
Yeah.
Some
nice,
jerk
right?
Don't
left
see
a
reason
sock
not
in
to.
my lap.
Some total jerk left their grody sock in my
Grody
locker.
sock.
Total jerk.
I don't know if it was someone's idea of a joke or if they were just really gross.
Maybe, like, theoretically, the joke is actually pretty funny if you think about it for a little while.
What?
Okay, look, I put the stinky sock in your locker. I did it as a prank. I thought it would break the ice, make you feel at home here. I worked super hard on it.
Apologize, play along. I don't get it.
I don't get it.
I don't want to like make you feel any worse, but I don't really get it.
Get what?
The whole stinky sock thing. What's the joke?
Well, I don't know. It's like a prank. It's less of a joke and more of a trick.
Listen,
it looked better on paper.
You wrote it down?
Do
Maybe.
all the people or things that talk have the same pitch? Like, is there like, could we talk about a vocal
This is a
tonic?
pretty
Oh, just
bad
wait.
way to start your first day
We're
here
almost
at
there.
Ladle, huh?
Because it's so
They're
interesting.
in octaves,
'cause
right?
Notice,
Yeah.
yeah,
Other-
notice they're
Yeah, other games are they change the rate the range, but not and the pitch. But this is like very
Yeah, it's not really
Like,
going
this
high
is
pitch.
our
I
tonic,
like
hello.
vocal tonic for beep speech here. You deserve a
Yeah,
better
where's
prank
Elizabeth?
than this. Anyways, my name is
Oh,
Robert
boyfriend.
Rapterson. Who are you?
I thought this should be easy. Just tell him your name. Be funny, be cool, just tell him your name.
Be cool.
You want to be cool?
I want to just tell him the
No.
name.
Wouldn't you like to know?
I totally would.
Right, of course. It's just so many people are like asking me my name and stuff.
'Cause you're new here, right?
Right. Sorry.
So,
Oh, right, my name. It's a I'm Strella. Sigh. Yup. I mean, it was my first real conversation with a cute boy, and I was already messing it up. Hopeless.
Strella? Cool.
No, sorry. It's never mind.
Huh?
I was I'm supposed to meet the class representative to show me around school. I guess they forgot.
Nope, that's me, class representative.
Really?
Sure, who better to show you around than me? I am very representative of what this school has to offer.
Right.
And my family has lived in Ladle for generations. You might have heard of us. The
Ladle.
Raptersons.
I actually vaguely remembered hearing about the Raptersons when I came to Ladle. I recognize the name, I just...
Didn't think we were actually raptors.
Yeah.
I get it. Even with all the bizarre shit in Ladle, we tend to stand out.
How long have the Raptersons been here? Does it bother you that you stand out? Are there other dinos?
Are there other dinos?
Okay. Are there other dinosaurs like you?
There's no dino like me, that's for sure.
Smooth.
But if you mean talking dinosaurs who are just chilling, then yeah, not in Ladle though.
Wow.
Anyways, I'm supposed to show you the gym, the library, and the soccer field. But the gym has a black mold problem. The library is, well, a library. And the soccer field is just a muddy hole since our groundskeeper disappeared.
Oh no. Disappeared?
Some people believe he was a victim of the Ladle Ripper.
Oh no.
Ooh, the music.
Ominous music. Yeah. Who?
Oh, just a serial murderer that lives in the woods and butchers people with an axe.
Not a
Oh
ladle?
man. Cabin in the woods style.
Most people
Most
think
people-
he's just
oh,
a
yeah, that's
legend made up by the superstitious townfolk. But I think he's real. That ellipsis had a voice. You didn't do it.
It did. It did.
Let's
Sorry.
let that simmer on the back burner. For now, let me show you the true pride and joy of Ladle High.
What's that video that you sent us about like how to act out an ellipsis?
Joe Zizia does
Like-
a really funny one. I'm sure I linked
gonna
it.
say,
Joe's
that
Zizia,
Joe?
that's the one.
Yeah.
I'm thinking. Yeah, where it was like you can
It's
have
like,
like different
hey,
accents to it.
You didn't make a sound for that ellipsis. And Joe, as the voice actor in the booth, says, ellipses are silent. Not in anime, they're not.
Not in anime, they're not. Absolutely not. Right? There's a. They
Yeah.
always make like, and that's something that I can be like doing whatever, and like I have just enough of my Japanese remaining in my brain that I'll look up at like particular words or things, but like always the anime ellipsis like gets me to look, right?
We also
no matter what.
we desperately need a word like choto. And we don't have one.
Choto covers
which
all
sucks.
manner of sins while you're trying to remember what to say.
Oh.
The literal translation is a little.
Right.
Ah.
Ooh. I was ready for a big tour of the school, but Robert just took me down the hall.
So, what do you think?
It's a nice display case.
No, not the display case. What's inside it? These are the greatest achievements of Ladle High. Notice anything about them?
Made of plastic? Sports? Question mark. One of them is a key item.
Yeah, for real.
What do we think?
I like one of them as a key item.
One of them is an important item that I need to collect and combine with something else to solve a puzzle?
What? No. This isn't about
I'm being
finding
the
some
Abed
hidden
in this
clue.
situation, right?
It's about admiring my achievements.
Oh, okay.
I hate and love that I've been assigned this character.
Yeah.
Check out all those snowboarding championships. Notice anything about them?
I had planned this already before we streamed. I was like, Ryan's going to play Robert, obviously.
That's right. I won them all.
Skateboard and snowboard?
I'm a bit of a bored savant. Well, I don't really compete anymore. How about you? You ever win any trophies or medals?
Weird thing to ask. Nah. I never really competed to begin with. The only thing I was ever any good at was history class. And they don't really hand out trophies for knowing a lot about the inventor of toilets, correcting people about Viking
being a
helmets,
fangirl for the
being
Middle
a
Ages.
fangirl for the Middle Ages. That's the Karen answer. We're going to pick that.
Karen answer.
Being a fangirl for the Middle Ages.
That's cool, I guess.
Believe me, it's not.
Hey, what are you doing after school?
Uh,
To really complete your tour, I have to show you the lake.
Okay. Why is it in
the
scare
quotes.
quotes?
Yeah. The lake?
Yeah, you gotta see the lake
The lake.
if you want to know the real ladle.
Okay. I'm actually... Well, the thing is, I'm not actually new to Ladle.
Don't accept my invitation so lightly. The lake is a challenge, a test.
Of what?
Nothing, just your worthiness. Okay, you look worried. It's actually gonna be pretty chill.
Oh, okay.
But also, be prepared and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And if you run into anybody cool, bring them along. I'm trying to get as many people to come as I can.
Okay.
Totally.
Anyways, here's my number. I hope to see you there, because I want to know if you're worthy. Stell you later, Smella.
Wow.
I mean, sorry, it's Strella, right?
Uh-huh.
Actually, it's Stella.
Oh, right. Oh, okay, cool.
That was how I met Robert. I was still thrown off by him giving me his number.
I agree,
That
Jordan.
had
I really
never
like
happened before.
the small subtleties of Shift there.
Then he asked me to hang out after school. I didn't know if it was a date, another prank, or just a friendly invitation. I didn't even know where the lake was. There are lakes all over Ladle. Which lake was the lake? I thought that after that, the rest of the school day would be pretty uneventful. But the weirdness was not even over yet. After a failed attempt at a triangle solo in music class, I headed back to my locker.
Look, they're hard. You have to wait a long time. She's so tall. Is she a tall person?
I think so.
Because those lockers.
I think I pretty much contained the stink. I will just have to keep this locker closed, pretty much for all time. Okay, Julianne, I think this will be you.
Mm-hmm.
Where were you this morning? Day. Oh, like night and
Well,
day.
I
Like,
was a little late.
oh my god. And what about
Same
last
day.
night?
I was unpacking.
I mean, come on.
Okay, that's not true. I said I wouldn't unpack, but I ended up walking around behind my grandma's house.
We were supposed to hang out.
What?
This is how it always is, isn't it? You come and go whenever you want. If you want something from me, then you're around. Yeah, she is also this. We still have a vocal tonic happening here. No one's different.
Mhm.
But if I want something from you, you just vanish like you always do. Vanish into me. I don't know. I can't read, and also I don't know what this is supposed to be.
I really like vocal
Are they in
tonic.
a
Wait,
relationship?
Julianne, did you just like coin
She
that,
have
or are
antenna?
you basing that on like Elizabeth's work?
No, I just said it here, but
I love it. We
I don't
should
know if
like
someone else
show her this
has said
game
it.
and then mention your idea of like everybody being within octaves of each other as a
I
vocal
know.
tonic.
She
I love
should know
that.
about
Vocal
this
tonic
game
is
because I
good.
think it's
But you'll have to play the
different.
whole game. You have to play the whole game and find
Yeah,
out
that's
if it
true.
holds.
I don't.
Okay.
We don't know if
Let's bring her
there are
on.
folks who are not in octaves.
Yeah.
Oh man, we do need to bring Elizabeth on with us. She's going to Japan here this next month, but maybe later in the
wow.
summer we'll get
Nice.
Elizabeth
Oh
on.
man, what a tough
Oh,
summer
yeah,
that sounds
okay.
like.
I know. And it was actually really sweet because during NACFAGUM, Joe has been working on his Japanese since the pandemic, and he's in a Discord and everything. And they were playing, I don't even know what they were playing. They were playing something in Japanese and like practicing their Japanese with each other. And then Julianne was playing with Josephine, and they were playing like the Taiko game. And I was like, my heart is so full. Everybody's just like enjoying the game collection and like hanging out. And Karen had
great.
a conference Negroni with us, and like everything was
You
great.
did.
And I needed that on
It's
Like-
wonderful. I was so happy
Also,
that
I
you all
don't think I'm
FaceTimed me.
actually allergic to your cat that much. Just maybe a little bit, but I could sleep. I did not need a
you did
Benadryl.
alright. Yeah.
I slept over without. In the morning, I was fine. So
Yeah, she
That's
doesn't
awesome.
hang out in the basement like excessively, so maybe that's part of it.
yeah, pretty
Um,
good.
Sometimes. Oh, that's you.
Oh, sometimes you are right there being all nice, and it's like you and I. We are a real thing. And other times, it's like you don't even exist. Yep, she's gone again.
Excuse me.
Always spelled "whoa" correctly. Yay! This game gets a.
This game is okay.
Whoa! Sorry. I didn't see you there. Oh, they're not. She was talking to somebody else. Wait,
Mhm.
what?
Whoa.
I was like, ooh, this cool lesbian thing going on. She's like also a bug. What's happening? Wait, I'm not singing. Don't make me sing.
Who was this girl? She was so cool and absolutely gorgeous. Do you see why I asked Julianne to do?
Oh, shut the hell. I definitely look more like Stella.
Wow, were those wings? I mean, as far as I know, I haven't met a Swamp Witch character, Julianne, or I would have reserved that for you. I haven't
Thank
gotten
you.
much beyond this point. So. And antennae? So was she some sort of magic fairy?
Are you okay?
What? Huh?
You said, excuse me, and then, wow. Then you just stood there staring at me for like at least 2 minutes.
I was just wondering if you were talking to me.
Oh, shit. Nice. You heard that?
Oh shit moment. Julianne Gresso,
Another
2024?
game.
Wait,
Yeah.
what year was that?
That's
2024?
23.
Well, the paper,
23?
I published it in 2024, but it was presented in 2019. Blah. 2018.
I feel like the
Oh my
citation
God,
has to be
okay.
2024 then.
Yeah,
Citation is 2024.
I agree
Cool.
that Strella seems significantly more into this lady than
I
into
agree.
Raptor Boyfriend.
I agree.
Yeah,
and I haven't
she's
gotten
like
much
blushing.
beyond this point.
You had like a whole song montage situation.
Yeah,
Who
there was
is
like,
this
wow,
girl?
Dave's
I
really
was-
beautiful.
Sorry, I was fighting with Ingrid.
Is Ingrid real? Is Ingrid invisible? Is she okay? I think we'll go with invisible. Is Ingrid like invisible?
Sometimes. Only when it's really convenient. Oh, interesting. Ugh. But I don't think she's here right now.
Okay.
Wait, you must be the new girl.
Yeah, kinda.
Wow, I'm making a great first impression then.
Wait,
Yeah, this is Ontario, Jordan.
Like, hey, how about I yell in the halls at an invisible person for a while? My name is Day. I guess you probably noticed by now that I'm a
A fairy, or a beautiful?
beautiful?
I
Fairy,
chose
well-
Faye the first time,
Okay.
but I'm open to other options if y'all
I also
feel
picked Faye the first time.
Faye
Fairy.
gives like Court of Thorns and Roses energy.
it. It does, so we'll go with it.
Kodar.
A Faye?
Yay! Wow, you went for the proper pronunciation and everything.
I've read things. Court of Thorn and Roses.
Haha.
Akotar.
This must be a lot for you to take in.
It has been kind of an intense day. You're actually one of the few people who's like stopped to talk to me.
Damn, I've never had to change schools before and I'm still a loser. Oh, I didn't mean that you're a loser. I just...
Wait, you can't be a loser. You're cool.
You're the only one who seems to think so. This is me and Ryan talking. I guess that's what happens when you spend all your time studying instead of, I don't know, talking to people. And it probably didn't help that my mom was a teacher at my elementary school. Oh no, yeah.
It never does.
Or that I wore a superhero cape until I was 8. I mean...
The eyes. And now this is me trying to make Faith Day feel better. I sneezed in my 5th grade teacher's face. I used to say everything I wrote out loud, or I thought I literally had 2 left feet.
I like the literally one, but anyone can choose.
I like left feet. Let's do it.
I used to think I literally had 2 left feet, so I would only wear shoes for the left foot. Turns out that's just a saying.
Ha 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 ha. Hey, I didn't catch your name.
Oh, it's Stella.
That reminds me of
I
square
nailed it that
dancing
time.
class as a child when there was one person who could not tell his left hand from his right. This is 3rd grade, mind you. And the teacher got a Sharpie and just drew a big L and a big R
Oh.
on Travis's hands.
In the shape of an L on their forehead.
Comes
I
back
couldn't
again.
believe it either, because at the time I was so distracted by her wings.
Okay, Stella, I notice you're a bit distracted by my wings.
Yeah, eyes up here, lady.
Eyes up here. My eyes are up here. Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Look, if it helps, you can ask me some questions.
Really?
Yay, for sure. I have to
Yay.
say it like yay.
Why aren't you tiny? Do you have magic powers, or can you fly?
Why aren't you tiny?
You gotta
yeah,
go with
that,
can you
that one
fly?
feels like not the move.
No, that's not the move.
Yeah.
That's not it.
I
Can
feel
you
like
fly,
if we're
right?
staring at the wings, can you fly is the natural
Yep.
question, right?
Yeah.
Can you fly?
Ah.
I'm sorry, did I say
Oh.
something?
No. It's just sorta. Oh, sorta? I guess sorta is the answer.
Oh, how do you sort of fly?
I can't get very high or go very far unless
Unless what?
I have to like believe in myself
Oh,
or
no.
something. It's Peter Pan.
Yeah. Captain Hook.
Or someone has to
believe
believe in me. This is Peter Pan. That's funny.
Yeah, it's literally Pan.
Or both
or-
at the same time?
We're just gonna clap really hard for Day here.
Right? It's like super dorky. It is.
I actually did an all film music wedding last summer at the Botanical Gardens, and they wanted The Face of Pan from Hook, and it was beautiful on string trio.
Oh,
The
I have a soft
interesting.
spot for
That's
that
a cool
movie.
choice.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it
all the
wasn't,
scripted
that
stuff was
wasn't,
kinda
like,
normal
walking
to
down
me.
the aisle stuff. That was just in the prelude, but it was pretty. It is really hard. Side note, it's really hard to condense down full orchestration to like a trio or even a quartet most of the time. There are a lot of things you have to excise, and it is painful. That's my only issue when people request film music is like, oh,
Oh yeah.
I have to lose so much stuff. All right, cryptid stuff normal to me.
I've lived here all my life.
No, Jordan,
I,
I'm
used to
assuming
go to
that you
camp
can
here.
just feel for the
Living here
Band-Aid
is
and
life.
know that Band-Aid foot is left foot. I don't think you have to look at it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's true.
I don't have to
Different.
look at it. It was just a question of feeling, being like, wait,
Yay.
this toe has the
You'll
Band-Aid.
probably
That's
see
the
some
foot I
more
step off on.
locals, if you know what I mean. You need to know which
See,
foot is
and
left.
I'm curious. Let me pull the chat really quick.
Wait, what?
How many left-handers do we have, first of all? Yeah, let me, wait, /poll, right?
Oh, I'll
Open
answer the
menu to
poll, I
create the
guess.
poll.
I actually
Who
write
is
left-handed, but I
a
eat
lefty?
bat and bowl right-handed.
Lefty,
I don't think I knew that right.
righty, truly ambidextrous.
That's like my dad. My dad writes left-handed, but he does almost everything else left. Sorry, he
Somewhat.
writes left-handed.
Yeah, he writes
He does almost
lefty, but
everything
he
else right-
physically activities
right-handed.
right-handed.
I'm curious.
Yes.
Yes.
I can write with my left hand, but only if I do it mirror of my right.
Who's a lefty?
Mirrored, yeah.
Mhm.
Here we go. Because I'm with you, Ryan. I played a lot of sports right-handed because I was kind of normalized into doing so.
Yeah, I think
So
that's a
do
lot
I vote
why.
somewhat ambidextrous for that situation?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, do that.
Writing though, I am a lefty, and I never got the hang of writing right-handed. So left-handed that I can't drive standard. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm kind of curious about this. But anyway, what was my point here? There was a reason I asked this.
Don't know.
I don't remember.
We're talking about feet
I
or
never,
something. I don't even
I
know.
never had an issue like knowing my right from my left because I was not like the standard that like the default is assumed to be right-handed because I was different from the standard. I knew that, and I would like inherently was like, oh, left
Yeah,
hand. Like
always like
I
a feeling,
never
yeah.
could have trouble telling left from right because I'm a left-hander.
I
Writing wise.
actually learned it at first is my left hand is my writing hand. And I
Yeah.
identified left as the writing hand when you had to go left, right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
and
meaning
I'm curious about like if right-handers are more likely to have trouble telling left from right because of that like
Because they're
assumed
normative. I don't
norm.
know.
It's like so
Yeah.
default. Yeah.
My
It's
toe
like
friend was a
such a
left-hander.
benign norm because it's like we don't live in an era where you get like smacked on the knuckles for writing left-handed like my dad did.
Maybe you didn't.
My uncle. Yeah.
You know, as a kid.
Yeah.
I was
they
hit
tried to
by
like
my
get him to stop
college
doing that.
instructor
Yep.
for piano.
That generation, absolutely.
So
yeah.
this is not a my dad thing. This is do not look at your hands.
Yeah.
Right? In
Yeah,
college.
well, yeah. I remember having to hold a book. The teacher would hold a book over my hands to not look at my hands instead
Yeah.
of slapping them.
Yeah.
So not quite as intense, but yeah, kind of like I think
It
it's
is wild that
interesting how many of
ambidextrous
us
is the
like
most popular.
find ourselves
That's
doing like,
wild.
and I think part of that is
Where'd the poll go?
righty socialization, right? Like it's not. We probably would have done more things left-handed. Because, like, I'm probably, like, straight up left-handed, but I learned to do a lot of things right-handed and, like, didn't even question it. Like, I was taught to hold a baseball bat right-handed, you know? I
But
was taught
you play
to,
violin
like, catch...
right-handed standard, don't you?
There's not really a good way to not.
It's not like guitar where, like, people do play
No,
lefty.
not really. No, because sitting in an orchestra, you always... And, like, there's different... Depending on your hand dominance, there's like different things that it allows you to do better. So like it's not necessarily better or worse to have the left hand be dominant versus the right hand because they both bowing needs fine motor skills, fingering needs fine motor skills. They both do, so like it kind of evens out.
Okay.
I noticed it more on piano, I will say. Anyway. Anyway, I don't know how
We
much.
need to wrap this one up soon if we're going to do our
we will.
presentation, Dana.
We do. We have a presentation.
Yeah.
We have a
And
PowerPoint
I'm
presentation.
gonna have to
for you.
call it. I'm fading like a flower here, so I'm gonna
Okay,
bounce.
so anyway, Raptor Boyfriend. This is basically where I got the other night, where like we're gonna invite Day to come to the lake. So I feel like that's a good cliffhanger,
Yeah.
right? Like
Okay.
Day's gonna give me her number, something about being tested. That's ominous sounding. I know, right? I don't know.
Anyway, good
And
night,
then,
folks.
like,
Good
clearly
night,
this is
Karen.
where
Good
certain people hang
night.
out. So anyway,
Oh, I've
we
never hung
will,
out there.
back out. Wait, no. We will save. That's what we'll do. Save.
Nice.
Empty slot. Quit. Bam. Anyway, I when Karen was like, you should play this game, I was like, oh, it's got a cool style to it. All right.
Presentation
I'm
time.
I'm really excited.
Me too.
I'm really excited. And I've had a Negroni, so I'm feeling like extra saucy. A smoked papal Negroni. All right, can I share screen selectively to Discord the way I can to like a Zoom call?
What do you mean?
Where you just like box around it? So I don't have to go into presenter mode?
No.
Dang it.
I don't think so. You have to choose an app.
Wait, you can box around it.
Yeah, I can.
Why don't you do
for the
that?
stream?
Yes.
I'll take
do
care of
that.
you. Don't you
Yeah,
worry.
okay, great. Go live. Okay, so I'm on.
So you just want me to make the stream look like we're watching
Yes.
the slideshow?
Right.
Do you want them to see your notes at the bottom or no?
No.
Okay, go away notes. Check that out.
So wait,
Okay.
what?
Julianne, you're just going to have to put up with this.
This is
'Cause I
our
know-
bullshit, Julianne. Look at this
All right.
amazing.
But when did you do this?
You will
so
understand
confused.
shortly. There is a whole
Okay.
background.
We have been
slide.
working on this for
Ah.
months, Julianne.
We've been working on this for months. Okay, welcome you all to Mega Men, a subjective and yet somehow totally based and correct analysis and ranking of every NES Mega Man track from 1987 to 1993. Authored by Dana Plank and Ryan Thompson, 2025. Data collection and visualization by Sarah Posdorek-Cheneve and Ben Cheneve. And sprite rips by Mr. Mike via Spriter's Resource. And I will also note that the PowerPoint listed in the font listed in the PowerPoint is a copy of the font used in the first 6 Mega Man games. It is called Mega Max Jonathan 2, and there is a link to it in chat now. Along with this, I'm going to post several other links. The first is Actually, no, I'm going to pull these up separately. Let me do that. Hold on. Because then I can share at the right moment or go from there. There we go. Okay, that'll be fun. Oop. Okay, I think I have these all open. And then one more. Put these in the notes that I would be able
This
to
has
just copy
been a
and paste them in.
font-heavy
Okay.
stream, Anthony Dennis.
It
You
has
are
been.
correct.
It's been a font heavy. I have a real font thing. I've read like multiple books on it. I love fonts. I actually wrote an entire graduate paper on fonts for a music class. I don't know. It's one of the weirder. I was explaining this to Adriana Ezekiel the other day. We were texting about our independent study of the semester, and I was like, I wrote some really bizarre seminar papers, y'all. Okay. No, this is Ryan and me. Okay. So, introduction and background. Ryan, do you want to share the genesis of the Mega Man thing? How we became friends?
Yes, I will do this. So, I think this was probably my first visit to Cleveland, which, for a big variety of reasons, not all of which we're going to go into detail about right now, is when
Not all
Dana
of
and
which
I
are good.
became friends for life.
Mhm.
But one of the reasons is that we were driving around Cleveland. I'm almost sure because Dana was driving me around, and this has to be the time, Dana.
Mm.
And in both of our cars, you can hear the Mega Man soundtracks as we're driving around, because who doesn't drive around with the Mega Man soundtracks in your phones? And we were just playing Name That Tune, and Dana Plank beat me.
Hard.
Yeah, she was right more than I was.
I trounced Ryan.
Twice I lost.
Trounced.
Yes. Which made me just like Dana immediately, honestly.
Yeah, Ryan was impressed. So I shared at NACFGM. Star Tropics was a genesis of our relationship as well. Like discovering not everybody I know knows that game, and so like Ryan also having a real deep connection to it. That was one of the first moments.
That game, both of us have a near photographic memory of the entire experience.
Yes. And we both have a copy. Mine's over there. It's right behind me.
Yes, hold on. Mine is within reach because Dana mailed it to me for my 40th birthday. Hold on.
My 40th birthday present to Ryan was I got him a copy of Star Tropics in box with the letter intact, y'all. Somebody used it and then dried it out and put it back in their box. Like, what? And I have one of those too because Joe found it for me for my birthday a few years ago. So we both have this now. So anyway, we both have like the Holy Grail, right? Because normally the letter, people would get it wet to reveal the code and then they would throw it out because the letter was wet.
Yes.
So finding the letter intact is like unbelievable.
And
anyway.
I did actually open the box and very gingerly hold the letter in my hand.
Yeah, of course
for
you did.
a couple minutes on my birthday. Thank you so much.
Okay. Anyway, this project began during a long drive back from the Play, Make, Learn conference, which I always like to call Eat, Pray, Love, in Madison, Wisconsin in July 2024. So this was, if you remember back when we partnered up with Nevada Humanities and Folkwise, and we did a triple stream on the Folkwise channel of Where the Water Turned to Wine. And before that, Ryan and I were the two that were able to go in person, but the stream team representatives, and we talked about like nerdy academics who stream on Twitch.
Yes,
and
but
sort of
this meant
like,
we had 2 7-hour drives together.
To and from. And on the way up, I had a beautifully curated playlist. It was a lot of singing along. We had a blast. It was very fun. We ate cheese curds at the end. On the way back, though, we got the idea of like, what if we just listened to all the Mega Mans and then like made a definitive ranking? So then,
and we need to credit Robert Komanecki here a little bit because he, in I think either June or July, had done his Disney song rankings that went kind of super viral. And we decided that we don't know all of the Disney songs quite that well. We're not super passionate about them, but we do know the Mega Man soundtracks that well, and we could rank every single one of those. And also, I did take Dana to the best cheese curds in the state of Wisconsin with the best jalapeno ranch sauce in the state of Wisconsin.
It was good.
And unfortunately, Julianne, you will have to drive with me into the middle of nowhere, Wisconsin to get them someday. But those are absolutely the best cheese curds in the country. Holy shit.
I will say, I also ordered a caprese salad at that place, and like that combination was so good. Because it was like, dead summer, like July, and like a caprese and then the heavy cheese curd. It was like just enough. It was perfect. We ate really well, actually, in Madison. Anyway, so yes, credit to Robert. We cite our sources. So yes, this project began on the drive back. I opened Google Drive on my phone and we started taking notes. So sample size and ranking metrics. There are 138 tracks from Mega Man, Capcom 1987, to Mega Man 6, Capcom 1993.
Wait, we need a hard pause. Jen, I promise you that if you go to the Twin Cities this fall, we will take care of you.
Oh, they're delicious. They're wonderful.
Okay,
wonderful.
Let's back to Mega Man. We got to fix that.
So we started thinking about ranking these. We largely skipped Game Over because we are both winners. And we're like, we don't know this track. We never see it.
It's true, though.
I feel like we can't give it a fair ranking, right? We ended up ranking in the later ones, but we started off with that joke at least. So an example comment on Game Over from Mega Man 5. Dying is apparently cool now. We wouldn't know because we remain winners. So what are our metrics? We devised 5 metrics by which to assess tracks: idiom, melody, texture, stage fit, and subjective enjoyment. Rankings of 1 to 5 in each category, discussed and mutually agreed upon by Ryan and Dana. Possible total of 25. We were expecting to fight a lot more than we did.
Yeah.
So let's go through the metrics. Metric 1, idiom. Ryan, explain idiom to us.
Idiom is based on idiomatic use you can tell that Sarah helped us with this presentation stuff.
Oh, we'll get to
Walter
the we'll
Thompson,
get
what
to
are
the
you doing
charts
awake right
Sarah
now?
made. This is all Ryan and
You
me
need to go
up
back
to a
bed
point.
and get off of my camera right now.
I'm sorry.
Okay, leave the space, please. Wild. Also, Owen is 5'5" now.
Wild.
In any case, idiom is based on how well it sounds like it was written and designed for the NES. And Mega Man as a franchise is generally thought of as having a big score in this category, so it was really fun to pin down exactly how good each individual track was. Some details later.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So example, if it scored high, duty cycle changes within a single channel on the same track to create more timbral variety, phasing of pulse channels to create an echo effect, triangle channel used for melody or percussion, since it's defaulting to bass in a lot of instances, especially
Right.
simulating toms. There's kind of a distinctive Mega Man tom.
Sound.
ARPs, arpeggios, portamento, hardware sweeps, things like that.
Wait, can I have a question real fast?
Yes, please.
So when you say idiomatic use, you mean like kind of using the sound chip to its maximum advantages,
Yes.
not necessarily sort of the defaulting, which I would think triangle as bass is more defaulty, but not creative.
Exactly.
Right, we're thinking about like we composed for this electronic instrument specifically.
And you're just using it to its
we
capacities.
adapted some other composition to fit into
Right.
3 channels. Right? It
Yeah.
sounds
Okay,
like
thank
it was
you.
written for this specific 1980s electronic hardware.
So there were plenty of tracks that we loved in the other metrics, but we might go, it never had a duty cycle change in any of the voices. So it might score low
Right.
on idiom, for example. And this was actually very helpful because
Next.
we'll see. We each had some heartbreaks. Metric 2 is melody. Ryan, take this one too, because there's
because I'm the
involved.
singer, right? So melody is based on melodic construction, overall inventiveness, and crucially, not how singable the track is. Though, rest assured, I sang about 90% of these tracks right in Dana's face. But something like, and we'll get there eventually in 8 slides from now, Airman's theme from Mega Man 2 has an absolutely killer melodic moment that's very clearly written to be an electric guitar solo. And you have to be very, very good to do it out loud. I can only about get there 3/4 of the time, and I'm not going to try it without the backing track right now. But it's not singable. It is an electric guitar solo, and as a melodic moment, it absolutely slaps. So it doesn't have to be singable; it just has to rock, basically.
Yes. So it could score highly because it's so memorable, so singable. But also we did have moments that scored highly for strong explorations of tonal space that read more like rock guitar solos. All right. 3, texture. This was one of my pet categories. Texture is based on several elements. Could be harmony, of course, but contrapuntal interactions between voices was also commonly cited. How complex and independent each channel is, how it is being used, i.e., does anybody have a boring part if I were to make this into a string trio? Rhythmic density and how well the channels work in tandem. Metric 4 is stage fit. And this is simply how well does the track fulfill either its ludic function, password screens, intro, end credits, boss fights, or fit to the environment of the level via tone painting, e.g. responding to established tropes for things like ice levels, fire levels, etc.
And keep in mind that all the topic theory bullshit that's based on timbre, and I say this as somebody who does a lot of topic theory stuff, actually, so pardon my language, I guess. Remember that on the chiptune hardware, the palette of timbres is significantly reduced compared to, say, a Super Nintendo output. And so you have to really dial this in to get a good score.
Yes. And then finally, we had to leave room for subjective enjoyment. This is where Ryan and I argue for your entertainment.
Yep. This category came about because 20% of all my essay grades, I just write on my rubrics as swing, which is to say, did I enjoy reading this? Yes or no?
Yeah.
And that's where I count grammar.
valid.
That's where I count syntax and framing, idea, function, formatting. Anything that's like, I could choose to take points here if I was a jerk. I just call it one category and my students have to deal. And I did the same here.
So we actually thought we were going to fight a lot more than we did. We're surprised how aligned we were on almost all scoring,
This was
rarely
almost
differing
a
by
complete
more than
mind
one.
meld, and I don't think it's because we were in hour 5 of the car and desperate to get along. I think it's because we have a lot of the same opinions on this.
I think it was because we had a sufficiently differentiated metric. Like
Rubric,
there were
yeah,
our rubric helped us here.
Oh, don't worry,
but
Julianne, your time is coming.
there were a lot of conversations. Yes, yeah, we might do. We might even have people like we might pull up some random tracks and have people score them for us on this metric. So yes, we found we were actually aligned quite more than we thought we were going to be, rarely differing by more than 1 point of one another, and then able to sort of argue for what we would decide the ranking was. Therefore, our scores. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Our scores are inherently objectively the correct scores.
Our scores and ANIC data are inherently objectively correct, is the point here.
But
That's the
will
thesis.
Interject and say I knew we would be close because part of why we bonded so strongly over these games and soundtracks is because both of us are rarely Mega Man 3 and 4 people over Mega Man 2 people, which is uncommon in the zeitgeist of hardcore Mega Man fans. So we like the first day we hung out after Nacragum 1, we fist bumped over this, right? This has been a thing for us.
It's true. All right, let's get into it.
Yes.
So now is the time where I link the notes. Okay, so this is one of those anybody with the link can view. So here you all can see our shenanigans. This is exactly what we transcribed in the car and then had several meetings after that drive because we only got through the first game and a half and then had to do the rest over several sessions. So you can see all of our notes exactly as we transcribed them as we wrote them. But to give you a taste of the types of things found in them, title from Mega Man 5. Let's listen to it first. I forgot to replace the image.
Yeah,
on this
while
one.
Dana cues this up. Oh, never mind. There it is already. Okay. Oh, this is opening, Dana, not title.
It is?
Yep.
Did I pull the wrong one?
Yep.
Whoops. All right, one moment. That's okay. This is a good setup.
Yeah, we can play the opening. It leads into the title. In fact, we need to have that conversation shortly. Top Man is the one on top, the one who writes history, Andrew.
I can just edit this in real time. Watch. Downloads. Main theme. Here we go. Here it is.
Yeah.
Oh, it's one of my favorite tracks in the whole set of games.
It's 21 of 25. Did very well. It's in the top.
It did very well. It didn't do as well as I would have expected from just subjective enjoyment alone. Okay, so there's a loop point. So idiom,
Yes,
we gave it a 3. Okay. Warmer tone than we're used to from Mega Man 1 to 4, but no strong shifts or tech considerations. Melody 5, one of our top tracks in the whole game. We were both like singing it in the car. Texture 4, or actually singing it on a call. Yep. Texture 4, really nice layering of harmonic lines, lots to listen to here. Stage fit 4, not quite as strong as an opening as Mega Man 2 and 3, in conversation for second tier. Subjective enjoyment 5. The scoop back into the loop at the end is sexy, according to Ryan, and Dana doesn't disagree. 21 out of 25. Did you have another thing you were gonna? Was this where you were gonna talk about the Roman numerals?
Oh, we can do that quickly. You'll notice that the text on the slides uses Arabic numerals, but the title cards use Roman numerals, and that is because in the Mega Man fandom, the NES games use the Arabic numerals. The Roman numerals are reserved for the Game Boy games, which we did not discuss as part of this project. So, and
yet the title screens on the NES games use the Roman numerals.
Right. That's a thing in the fandom. You got to just accept
when I
that.
pulled the sprites. Yeah. So just so there's no confusion, we are talking about the NES versions. Okay. Yes. So this gives you a sense of like what we ended up writing down as we would discuss, and then I would try to catch some of it down.
Yep.
Iceman.
The previous track was a track that did pretty well. We thought was pretty good. Mm-hmm. This next track is a track we think is pretty bad.
It didn't do so well. Iceman from the first Mega Man. Idiom 3.
Well,
should I play it first?
Play it first.
Okay, let's play it first. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Won't touch it. And then we have our loop.
Yep.
Okay. Idiom 3. Flange effect as tail of the envelope kills here. Better utilized than in previous tracks we had been looking at from this game. Dana loves the triangle channel tom. It is nice to have a short intro before the loop proper to set off the level, even in this first game. Melody 1. This ain't it. It kind of blows. It almost sounds like the accompaniment without the melody and would be a good accompaniment to something more interesting.
Yep, and the texture is also really bad. You hear that do 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 do. It's like, you're right. Julianne pinned it to the wall here. It's like an oral theory transcription assignment where the bass is so boring you can't fail.
See, you get it. Stage fit 2. Dana always felt that the intro sounds fiery, not icy. Bass is too warm and round. The rapid passage work above could be icy, but not with that bass. And instead, all of that activity reads as fiery. B section does have a higher pitch and timbre that can be read as colder. So I didn't give it a 1, but it was, we didn't feel it was great. Subjective enjoyment 2.
Yeah, I'm a 2 on this, but it's a 2 that's higher than Gutsman's 2, which was the other bad Robot Master from Mega Man 1. This 2 is a 2 because it's not a 3. Gutsman was a 2 because it's not a 1.
Total 10 out of 25. Ouch.
Also, before we move on, this track a little less so than where we did notate it in Gutsman's track. If you look at the full set of notes, some of the Mega Man 1 material sounds like it was originally conceived for Commodore 64. Rather than NES. Gutsman's track does a lot of that type of thing, and there's just a hint of an echo of it here in Iceman's track as well.
Yes. See, will yell at me if it says it reached character limit. I can't just copy in the notes, but y'all can follow along with that. All right. So another just like funny moment, example ranking notes, Elec Man from Mega Man, subjective enjoyment 2. The B section cannot save you.
We went into this one only remembering the A section, which sounds like REM, kind of slaps.
Like bo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, kind of a boring bass line.
Do-do-do-do-do is awkward too.
Yeah.
But this part,
I'm not singing it. And you're like, oh. Okay. Little keyboard solo, right?
triangle wave as melody line like Xanadu, right?
Yeah. So we're like, oh, can the whole track just be that? The B section cannot save you. It did not do well in many other realms. So that one got a 10 out of 25. So those are the kinds of notes. -5 on idiom. Yeah, see? Y'all get it. Ice, but got blustery. Yeah, some filmic cues, blizzard conditions. Yeah, definitely. All right, so rankings. These are by game. And actually here is now I'll switch over to Sarah's charts in a moment.
Yeah.
Rankings worst to first per game. So this is every track in Mega Man 1. So game overs tended to fare poorly overall, even considering like what it was signifying in stage fit and like the ludic element. That didn't tend to save most of these.
Yeah, they were often
because
too happy, honestly.
Often they so we want game overs to do one of two things. They either do, oh no, sad, you're dead, or oh shucks, try again. And a lot of these didn't do either of those.
Hi, Pete.
Hi, Pete. Welcome to our
While
definitive
you're popping into chat, be in touch with me over Facebook Messenger because I want to play Windborne with you next week.
But also, I have to show Pete the title. Mega Men, a subjective and yet somehow totally based and correct analysis and ranking of every NES Mega Man track from 1987 to 1993. Okay, so we're on to the rankings, worst to first.
Yep.
Anyway, the best track in Mega Man was Bomb Man.
Yep.
Intriguing. Mega Man 2. Dr. Wily Stage 1. Unsurprising. It's been like one of the most covered tracks in all of Mega Man.
Yep.
Airman did pretty well. Woodman did pretty well. Opening and title did pretty well.
We'll come back to the opening and title in a minute, too.
There were instances where we opted to put opening and title as one track versus grading them separately. We were maybe not the most scientific in making those calls of when to do that and when not to do that. But
the general reasoning, though, is that Mega Man 2, 3, 4, and 5 all have opening into title themes that feel like they're one connected track. And the opening is slower in tempo, and then there's a moment where it just picks up and goes. And usually that's right when it jumps to the title theme, but not always.
Yeah, it's true. You'll notice my backgrounds too. This is the Choose Your Robot Master background, and it's matched to the game. Yes, it is. So here's Mega Man 3. Worst to first. Password. Passwords tended to be quite cloying and tended to score very poorly overall. Even though we were like, a password screen should be something that's a short loop. You can kind of cut corners here in a way you can't with the Robot Master levels where you're spending more time in it. At the same time, you shouldn't be like, oh my gosh, get me out of this screen right now. Right. And we had moments where we said that.
A quick shout out that the password cover by the Megas is absolutely incredible. So much better than the actual track. Sorry.
Yes, and Snake Man was the highest scoring, and that is one of my personal favorite tracks in this game. Although Mega Man, spoiler alert, Mega Man 3 is my favorite of the 6 musically, with 4 being like very close behind it. And it's largely due to Snake Man, the ending, the title, the things that tended to Top Man, the things that tended to score quite well. Needle Man, every game in this I can like summon up in my brain. The Wily stages, this is a musically very good game. 4. Password tended also at the bottom of the list. A lot of like all stage clear ones. Like you can read our extensive notes on what
Snake Man. The Dr. Cossack stage 2 theme for Mega Man 4 is like my emotionally I have to have this in the top 5 track. It was not in the top 5.
Which is surprising. Yeah. We'll get there.
Yeah.
Skullman, though. I mean,
Skullman
is undeniable.
Yes, it's so good.
Yes, please. There's
the
our
ending
notes.
to Mega Man 4 is also incredible.
Incredible, yes. Mega Man 5, the title screen again, scored very well. Gravity Man was the best of the boss levels.
Dark
Game
Man
Over
is actually
also
the
did poorly.
first Wily Castle set of stages. It's not a Robot Master stage. And it's worth a quick note because it's in the notes, but not in the PowerPoint presentation here. Mega Man 5 is weirdly pointillistic in nature, and we did not remember that in full when we were thinking about it. But it's
did for the
2/3
spacey
of all the
levels,
tracks,
but not much else.
Yeah, all of them, like Crystal Man, Stone Man, they're all have this really weird, and it does not come back, pointillistic texture that either you will love or you will not love, and we mostly not love. Well,
I mean, shout out to Mari Yamaguchi here. Like I appreciate a lot of Mega Man 5 tracks. It's only when they are compared to the others. Like I will listen to this soundtrack day and night. Actually, all 6 of these games I will listen to day and night.
No, it's in comparison to the other 5 best soundtracks on the NES.
Yeah,
right.
There's the things I don't tend to skip like most of the Robot Master level tracks or like the Wily tracks. With a couple exceptions.
Jordan, we only ranked it as part of the ending to Mega Man 3. We did not rank it independently as a monophonic melody.
Because we counted the monophonic melody more like an ear con or a sound effect. But it is fully integrated, which is why it did so well in the actual Mega Man 3 ranking. The ending was second place to the title in that game. Okay. Then Mega Man 6, again, the Game Over did poorly. It's interesting, though, that like we have a Robot Master at the bottom of the list here at Plant Man, get a weapon stage clear. You can see where like we did try to like go, okay,
Plant
what
Man,
is the function of this? There is stage fit that could
is the
save
lowest
things.
ranking Robot Master.
But yeah, Plant Man was horrible on the rankings.
We were also in immediate agreement that Nightman was the best.
Nightman was the best.
Even like before
And
we started, we're like, oh man,
surprisingly-
we can't wait to get to Nightman's track. And then, yes.
Boss themes didn't tend to fare as well in other games. They were the top tracks in this game. So that was kind of interesting. Okay. So average score per game. And I'll jump over to Sarah's thing here in a moment. But because Sarah actually did a little bit of data stuff with Sarah and Ben did some data stuff for us. Average score per game, Mega Man 12.73. Mega Man 2, 14.66. Mega Man 3, 16.95 out of possible 25, remember. Mega Man 4, 15.86. Mega Man 5, 13.96. And Mega Man 6, 14.66.
And the averages are slightly misleading because it can be either lots of middling material or a couple huge bangers and a couple trash pieces. So Mega Man 2, for instance, has 2 24 of 25 tracks, but it also has some junk at the bottom of the list, so it brings down the mean average.
Exactly. So Pete, this is objectively correct. We have asserted this multiple times because our metric is so beautifully constructed that actually we broke our own hearts in a couple spaces where some of our favorite tracks didn't even make the top 5. Because we had to concede that maybe the idiom didn't score as well. You know, we had to go with the numbers. But yes, outlier tracks in either direction can create skew, and games with fewer S-tier ranked songs could score better than ones with standouts.
Yeah, it's also worth pointing out, I think it's on Sarah's slides in a moment, Mega Man 4 has the most tracks of any of the NSFs. Mega Man 1 has the fewest.
Yes. One moment. Yeah, I'm going to pull that. Great. Okay, so you're all curious. What are our bottom 13? Escape from Mega Man 5. Game Over. All stage clear. Darkman stage map. Interesting. All stage clear. Plant Man. That was the worst scoring of the
Robot Masters.
Robot Masters. All stage clear. So like several of these, we just felt like they were, especially all stage clear, where you're like, you've beaten all the Robot Masters. Like they felt very anticlimactic. They didn't feel fanfare-ish enough. So there was a lot of points taken where we're like, they were underwhelming. Game Over, similarly, we felt was too happy, and a lot. It should either be aw shucks, try again, or like, oh no, this is so sad. We feel like Mega Man can get away with aw shucks, try again, but it didn't. It went too happy in most cases.
Yep.
Bosses tended to fare poorly, but I want to highlight 2 in particular. One of them is Dr. Wily's Stage 2 from Mega Man 2.
God, okay.
Which we wrote, this is the unlucky 13, those that couldn't even score 10 out of 25 points on our scale. Dr. Wily Stage 2, we wrote under subjective enjoyment 1. The quasi-shepherd tone, as Dana called it in her dissertation, lazy as hell sequencing, very similar in feel to the tunnel stage level of Mega Man 1. Wily 2 is surprisingly low energy, trying to raise tension with the constant modulation and sequencing up, but it feels clunky. See if you agree.
Yes, they're sad Mega Man.
I mean, this is a track, right?
How many times do you think it goes up?
At some point, you're just like waiting for the loop, right? You're just like, it has to stop eventually, right? Pete. There we go.
Yep.
So I have Mega Man closing his eyes here in boredom or exasperation. You decide. And then the Worst track. Oh, by the way, the lowest scoring because we did not score it. We refused to. We skipped Mega Man 1 because we're winners, obviously. But the lowest of the ranked ones, and we did once we realized that we had several sixes. We broke all of these. We ordered these as we felt was correct. Password from Mega Man 4, 6 out of 25. Here's that one. Here's the worst scoring track in all 138. Other than the Game Over from Mega Man 1, which we don't know because we never heard it.
Right.
Oop.
That was the
hold
loop
on.
twice. You already heard it all.
You're right. It's only like 2 seconds. Okay, so for this one, we gave it a 2 for idiom for percussion. It got like a little bone thrown to it for some percussion interest. Melody got a 1 for blues adjacent riff interrupted by annoying high notes. Texture got a 1. We hate almost every line of it independently. We did separate out
enter your
channels.
password screen for Mega Man 4.
This is enter your password screen for Mega Man 4. Every line of it independently, we did separate them out in hardware or in software and go, oh yeah, none of these are good on their own. Stage fit 1. Even given that password screens are generally short / a place where they probably figured they could cut corners on the length of loop, this one is cloyingly short and doesn't go anywhere or settle into a groove.
A 2-measure loop is just too short, team.
Mm-hmm,
You want 4 measures.
You want 4, at least.
And you probably want 8, but like 4 we would
give us
tolerate.
Yeah, we can tolerate 4. Subjective enjoyment 1.
Have a good night, Jen.
Get me out of this screen now. All right. So our top 12 in much better. We ranked tiebreakers such they won't appear in Sarah's data charts because she did this like in 2 minutes for me on a call the other night. So I didn't get into the actual listing like is in order.
But this list is in order here.
This list is in order. There were some heartbreaks that proved the validity of our method. Dr. Cossack Stage 2 is a top 5 track for Ryan emotionally. And Snake Man is for Dana. And neither of those is in the top 5, which I think proves the validity of our method.
Absolutely.
So
I'm practicing being serious about this because I'm totally submitting this to AMS After Dark as a joint presentation for me and Dana.
I have ideas for what we can do with it. All right, so we have our little celebratory Mega Man here, who's not from one of the games. This is somebody's GIF that I absconded with. Anyway, let's hear the top scoring track, earning the only perfect 25 of 25 in the entire ranking, and that is Title from Mega Man 3. And then it loops back. So you notice the slow introduction like that. This is one of those where we ranked like the title and introduction as one thing because it's often presented as one track. Idiom 5, fantastic demonstration of note length on hardware. Never feels empty. Multiple places in the B section where either line could be sung as melody. Melody got a 5. Not easily singable, but it's one of the most striking and memorable melodies, both in the slow intro and in the actual ramped up part. Texture 5. Instead of just a glissando transition, we get a guitar solo transition that works even better here. Great differentiation of textural lines here when every part is interesting and active. Stage fit 5. The slow intro into faster title screen formula here is almost perfect. It is perfect, actually, by our metric. And then subjective enjoyment 5. This is a lot bluesier than Mega Man 2 in the best way. Total 25 of 25. Chef's kiss. Absolutely. Okay. So then Ryan wanted to do a quick note here for speaking of tracks that surprised us that didn't end up higher than they were. So this is the Mega Man ending score only earned a 17 out of 25, whereas Mega Man 2 opening and title got 24 of 25. Would you like to explain some discrepancy here, Ryan?
Yes. So I really was a little bit sad when we scored Mega Man 1 in the car at the ending to that game only being a 17. But I knew that the Mega Man 2 opening and title would be very high. That's a very well-known, popular track for a really good reason. But this is a great example of what you can do with a great melody to elevate it even further. So can we hear the Mega Man ending, please? Oh wait, that's Dana. That's Mega Man 2. That's okay.
Oh, it is?
Play the middle one.
Well, that's okay.
This is Mega Man
All right,
2.
so Mega Man 2 goes right into this.
As one, essentially, the listener hears it as one cohesive track, but it's in the NSF as two different tracks. That sweep gets interrupted with this, which rules. And there's a very popular and well-regarded, for good reason, 8-bit music theory video on this, where this track, wait for it to repeat, has this cool, like, gallopy rhythm to it that almost the entire Mega Man 2 soundtrack has. That's fantastic. Feels really good. That set of tracks together is a 24 of 25. Now,
yes, let me read just a couple of our notes really quick.
Yep.
Idiom 4. Duty cycle switching is already more seamless, and the timbres seem to represent a sense of triangle wave toms. Confident arrival to a standard instead of incidental thought experiment they felt like in Mega Man 1. So like the triangle toms are established here. The slide into the title out of the opening brings in those toms, and it really establishes what a step up this is and establishes the whole franchise, frankly. 5. This is the apotheosis of this theme. This represents this theme reaching its true potential, almost as if it were meant to be written this way. Texture 5. This is an immediate comfort and confidence with how to deploy the channels here, if that makes sense. A really clear formal trajectory, slowly speeding up into the fast, energetic title section. The slow opening passage really works, and the whole thing is just beautifully constructed and seamless. The true tempo switch ramp up to the title track is what pushes this over the edge to excellence. Stage fit 5. At least 100 games have this introduction, have tried to follow this model, and the slow intro fast title screen has a cinematic quality of establishing conflict and drama, and then motivating/inspiring the player to want to press start and jump in and save us all. Subjective enjoyment 5. Listening to this right after ending from Mega Man 1 makes me really appreciate how Mega Man 1 sits lower, how it ramps into the title 1. The title, I know how smooth and sexy that transition is, not just reuse, but repatching. Rescoring it feels so smart. So, why did Mega Man 1 not score as high? Well, let's listen.
part is it starts so much higher. It's already tough to hear.
Too high to sing, for one. Melody's iconic, though.
And this B section just does not slap as hard.
No. I do like the little flips, though.
Yeah, that's all right. But you notice that we don't have the triangle toms, we just have the noise channel.
Yeah, it's our cymbal hi-hat. We're just marking time. We're not really like adding percussion.
Right. That's enough.
Yes. Okay. So basically,
But
idiom gets the job done. Too
lowering
high
the
for us to
pitch of
sing.
that so that it has room to climb and breathe really helps that first melody out. And then the B section, which here is we've scored out separately because it's separate on the NSF for Mega Man 2, just does everything texturally that the chip is capable of.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We did say on under the ending though, texture 3, first track with a legitimate C section. The little vocal flip in the A and bass sections are cute. Nothing texturally unexpected, but feels good, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, let me flip over to Sarah really quick, and then we'll go back to our final slide.
Okay.
Is here. So if I do, let me make this a little
You
smaller.
need to reshare it to Discord because you're sharing
I will.
PowerPoint,
No, I
not a
will.
browser.
I will.
Okay.
I will.
Okay.
Change stream to this one. Okay. Sarah did a little bit of playing for us.
Yeah, hold on. I got to unsize because I...
Yes. Yeah. That's okay. Okay. And then, yeah, I can scroll from there. Okay, so what
enough.
Sarah did was her and Ben aggregated the data, and they figured out some things that we could glean. So one of the things, how many bops? How many songs earned an average of 4+ stars over the entire franchise? 16. How many flops? How many songs earned an average of 2 stars or worse? 24 of the 138. And this shows the distribution by game. So how many songs in each game scored an average of 4+ stars? That is a composite score of 20 or more. Mega Man 2 only had 2. Mega Man 3 had 5. Mega Man 4 had 4. Mega Man 5 had 4. And Mega Man 6 only had 1.
And Mega Man 1 has none, which is why it's not in that chart.
Whoops. Yeah. How many flops? How many songs earned an average of 2 stars or worse? Mega Man 1 had 7. Ugh. Mega Man 2 had 3. Mega Man 4 had 3. Mega Man 5 had 9. And generally, I would have thought I liked 9 up until the data doesn't lie. And then Mega Man 6 had 2. The average score did not pull properly, so this is actually how many songs were ranked, not the average score per game, because it's the same as the number of songs rated. So something in that is not displaying properly. But what we see here is we actually do have a tier ranking overall of all of the tracks. So of the tracks that we scored, I think rightly, only 4 made S tier, and that was again we'll look at that in a moment in terms of the ranking. I think it was above 20.
Yes, it's the Mega Man 3 title,
25.
which is a perfect score. It's
Yes.
Dr. Wily Stage 1 Castle music for Mega Man 2, the opening and title to Mega Man 2, and as Jordan hinted about 15 minutes ago, the ending to Mega Man 3.
Yes, with the
with
whistle.
Proto Man's whistle theme.
And then yes, so these are our tiers. So A tier is the 20 to, it would be 23. In this case, we didn't have any 23s, but we did have several 20s up to 22. So this is our A tier. So you'll notice Skullman, Cossack Stage 2, Top Man title from 5, Snake Man from 3, Bright Man from 4, Gravity Man from 5, Mega Man 4 ending, Mega Man 5 boss theme. So 2 boss themes and a Wily Stage boss theme from Mega Man 3 made the top A tier here. And then Dark Man Stage from 5. So a little bit more spread here. It isn't just 2, 3, and 4 winning everything. We do have a 6 track making it up here. B tier was our most extensive. So this is 19 down to
Pete,
15.
we don't have it by percent, just raw numbers tonight. I can get you the percent, but I can tell you that Mega Man 1 did not do very well.
Yeah, we just have the numbers. Yeah, we will calculate that for the future iteration of this paper. Thank you for that question. Yes, the percentage of flop tracks. You don't care that much. Sure.
We care.
Okay.
Shut up,
You're going to
Pete.
come to our after dark talk and heckle.
You'll care about
hard.
this after your 3rd drink, I promise you.
Yeah. After my papal Negroni here. So B tier, I won't read all of these obviously, but we had 65 tracks in B tier, which feels right? Like that's good, but not like
But not fantastic,
wowing us.
right?
And then our C tier, we had 32 tracks, and these range down from 14 down to 11. Our D tier is basically everything lower than that. So
yeah.
The Capcom logo, we did not opt to score because that's
it only
basically
shows
an
up in
aircon
Mega Man
for
6.
Capcom.
We're talking about the modern one that started with. It actually started with Street Fighter 2 on the Super Nintendo, which released before Mega Man 6. But if you've heard the Capcom logo jingle for the 90s, you know what we're talking about.
And yeah, nobody's allowed to complain that we didn't rank the game over for Mega Man 1 because we've never heard it.
That's right.
We're winners. All right. But yes, this shows us the ranking in stars here. So we have our high level overview. We see how many things earned the different scores. Okay. So end of that. Let me go back to the PowerPoint one more time, which to show, and you'll have to recrop for me.
Yeah.
For the stream. And then we will conclude our totally excellent, correct based ranking here. All right. And that is, Sarah made us a form where if you disagree with us, you can fight us. You can submit your own rankings. You can re-rank anything and add to the data and change the ranking and see if it shakes out differently than what Ryan and I have gathered preliminarily amongst ourselves. So there's our form that you can fill out. So you go to it.
In other words, if you have a wrong opinion, you're welcome to type it into that form.
If you have a wrong opinion,
we'll read it.
Yeah, we'll read it. We'll read it. We'll consider it. We'll consider it. So you will have to put in a handle that will be used to identify your data on the charts, whether you pick something super anonymous or your usual social media handles, up to you. And then you select which games tracks you would like to rate. And then you will select next. Here, I'll put my, just as I walk everybody through this. And then from there, you can actually select from a it'll be like pick a track and then click add, and then you can add like Airman, for example, and then you can give it your own stars and submit it. And you can do this as much as you feel like
Jordan,
doing
you're
this.
right. For the first time, we have provided people a means to put their wrong opinions into the internet. That is correct.
That's going in the AMS After Dark version.
Yeah, it is. Thank you for that. We'll credit you.
We cite our effing sources, as I said to Sarah when I asked how she wanted to be credited for the data analysis.
I thought would do better that did not once we got around to ranking them. And one of them I'll share is, I think, just if you asked me, I would have told you that Napalm Man from Mega Man 5 slaps. That's a good track. It's like a 17 or a 16 in these rankings. It did not do very well.
Let's find out where Napalm Man sits. It is
maybe it's lower than that. I don't have the notes.
It's
up.
number 21 in the ranking. It earned a 19 out of 25.
Okay.
44434.
That's pretty decent. Yeah. But it's not great, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna see if you have any comments in the notes here. Let's see. Sounds like a Mega Man stage, all the right timbres. Bonus points for conveying the kinetic energy of the stage without resorting to racist jungle tropes. I don't want a good stage fit for Napalm Man in a jungle. I don't want Apocalypse Now, but in a Mega Man idiom. That's one of our better comments. Stage fit 3 there. But with the caveat that we don't want a better stage fit. Subjective enjoyment 4. Very good track out of the context of the game. If I could change a Mega Man boss level, I would give this track to something else and just avoid the whole napalm thing, but that's not the music's fault. That's our commentary on that one.
Excellent.
Yes. And just to wrap up, does anybody have any questions or incorrect opinions they would like to share with the class before we call it for the evening?
We need to have Julianne play a Mega Man game, apparently.
She just wasn't paying attention any of the times that we indulged in a Mega Man game.
Yeah, I can't do stage. I can rank other things, I think, but probably not stage fit until I play something.
You know what would be fun, Ryan? What if we throw a random track at Julianne and make her like do the 5 metrics right now?
Let's do it. Let's pick one track. We'll do it.
Okay. Let me.
Don't even tell me what it. Okay.
I'm gonna message you privately on Signal, Dana.
Okay. Tell me what. Ryan already knows which one, I'm sure. Let's see.
Forever. I don't know.
yeah, that's a good one. Okay. Let me pull it up.
Of course, it's a good one. I have the good and correct objective opinions on this.
Well,
I
if
mean,
it's
go-
good, now I'm
That's okay.
already thinking it's good.
No,
Like,
that
okay.
doesn't
No,
that
a
doesn't mean the
good
track is
choice
good.
for
That means
you.
we have the good
Okay.
correct
It's
opinion.
a solid choice. Okay.
Yeah.
What are the
Cool.
5 things again? Okay. Or the 4 idiom,
Yes,
Ooh.
I'm gonna pull up
melody.
So Phoenix Down, we will probably not do it with 7 through 11 because I don't think Dana has played the 16-bit ones and 32-bit ones as much.
not nearly to this extent, no.
I
so
originally
Julianne, there you
pitched
go. It's
her
idiom melody.
doing
Idiom,
the
melody,
NES
texture, stage
D-make
fit. That's
of
objective and
Mega Man 7 along with 9 and 10. We might do the other 8-bit ones. We'll see. That'd be a fun bonus.
There we go. Okay, and I believe
Because it's
I
not
just
like
dropped
we
that in.
don't
Yes.
enjoy hanging out with each other. So
Okay. All right,
It's
Julianne,
possible.
here you go. So I want you to
Okay.
think through out of 5, right? 1 being the worst,
Out of
5 being the
5.
best.
Okay.
Think about your ranking, take notes, do what you got to do, and then we're going to test the validity of our
Of our data.
Of
Yeah.
our friendship. Okay.
Yes, of our
Yes.
friendship, actually.
Idiom,
Yes, here you go.
melody, texture. Okay. Ooh. Okay.
That's true. Julianne might not know stage fit. We'll do everything but that, and then reveal the stage,
Yeah.
and then get a ranking.
Okay. Hmm. Has it not looped yet? Has it?
No, that's the loop.
Is
right
that the
there.
loop? Okay.
That's the loop.
I think I have my scores.
Okay, great. And then I'm going to compare this against the actual scores to see how correct you are.
So my heart is racing. Why?
I can't wait to see if you're correct.
Yeah,
That
I
shows
love
how
this.
much faith you have in our
I'm
correctness.
so nervous.
That you
And
want
how
to get
little-
it right. Okay. Idiom.
I have so it's out of 5.
Out of 5.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I keep changing idiom.
Okay, do you want to start with something else? Come back to it.
Melody, I have 2.
Okay, why?
Texture, I have 1. Melody, I don't think it's very memorable, but I don't think it's not unmemorable. I don't think it's unmemorable.
Okay.
I don't think it's like I almost put that as 1, but I think there's probably worth. I have no relativity here as well.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So that's one thing. Texture, I have 1. I think the texture is really boring. I think it's just doesn't change really. I mean, the only cool part is like the like the phone ringing change is really interesting to me, but that made me give it a bonus point on idiom because you're like doing something interesting. So I actually put a 3 on idiom. I don't have anything for stage enjoyment, and I put 2 for subjective enjoyment. So what is the stage?
Okay, this is Top Man from
Oh my
Mega
God, is
Man
that supposed to be
3.
good? Hold on. Oh, no.
You can't look.
Wait, is Pete still here?
He's literally, his head is like a top, like a spinning top.
Oh,
How
that
well
kind of
does this
top.
fit that?
Oh, okay.
Here,
4.
play it. Yeah.
4 out of 5.
Okay, cool.
Because you're spinning, and then so you're spinning like melodically.
Yes.
The da 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 da, and then you're spinning timbrely, and I think that's really cool. So I think 4 out of 5 because I don't give anything a 5. I'm a mean teacher. Okay.
So the correct answer is idiom was a 4. This piece uses so many effects and makes them sound like instruments. And granted, we had the ability to go channel by channel in some of these.
I was nervous I was overrating that. Okay, I feel better about that one.
All right.
Because I don't know the idiom very well like you guys do. So
melodic 4 because of the flange effect. Very instrumentally idiomatic as opposed to singable, but that doesn't make it a poor melody in this case.
Yeah, right. I was low on melody. Didn't really. Yeah.
Because you were thinking singable, weren't you?
No, I just also don't. I mean, yeah, but I remember Ryan's point about it's not just singable. It's also, is it just memorable? So I'm like, eh. Yeah, that's just like anything that can do that.
Texture was a 4, like that it's not afraid to play with true rests in open space, and love the timbre of the triangle bass, surprisingly homophonic in the A section, but as it frays out and the upper voices start getting interesting, I think it works to set up a contrast.
Oh, so interesting. Okay. I
have to read this one on behalf of Dana. Oh, but I'm doubling. Hold on. Let me fix my microphone situation.
I don't hear you doubling, but you might be. Oh, yes,
you
do.
Okay.
For them, yeah.
Yeah, for them I was. I've got to fix a Teams issue behind the scenes for next week. I fixed it for temporarily now.
So,
Stage fit 4, parentheses. No, it started again. The only thing... Oh, Dana, you do it. I can't talk right now.
The only thing that would make this a 5 for Dana is if it was a tarantella instead of this surf rock, the spinning motion needed for tops. Which I think Julianne as an Italian can agree with. It needed to be a tarantella. And then finally, subjective enjoyment, 5. It's impossible not to smile in that B section with its ghosty, groovy bit up top.
That's true.
So the objective correct score is 21 out of 25. So
that's pretty highly ranked, whereas I was 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 12?
You were 12.
Wait. Yeah, you put it 2 tiers down.
2 tiers down.
Shit. Okay, that's so interesting. I'm sort of, if anyone is, I know we're late, but I know people are still here. If you have other thoughts, because as a reminder, I haven't played Mega Man and I don't have a good sense of relativity either amongst the whole soundtrack. So that's my complete random person. Yeah. Okay. I know. I was like, oh no, Pete. This is Top Man. It's like almost Bottom Man to me. I guess.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited that Sarah built a chart for us where people can actually making people do this. I do enjoy it, even though the correct answers exist already.
I hate to keep us so late, but what's a bad texture song? What's your lowest texture song? Because I rated this the lowest texture.
Let me sort the sheet by that for a moment.
By relativity, because
Okay, we have several that scored 1 on Stage Fit. Ryan, I've resorted the sheet here. So password for Mega Man. For I don't know if there's any of these. Do we want to do Plant Man since that's the lowest scoring Robot Master? Oh, Gyro Man also scored 4 on Stage Fit, and Guts Man, and Centaur Man, and Ring Man, and Crash Man.
Hold on one second. When I talk to Julian and Dana right now, I get the doubling. I don't know why. I'm gonna fix it later. Give me 30 seconds, everybody. I'll pull a track.
Okay. Whatever is the low texture score, just pick whatever that is.
Because there are plenty, and I think we were. Oh wait, texture. You said texture, not Stage Fit.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me do that again. Texture, not Stage Fit. There we go. Oh, we only had 5 that we gave a 1. Oh, Wily Stage 2 we already heard. That's the Shepherd Tone one.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess I would rate that lower. So maybe yeah. Yeah, I would rate that lower. So I mean, I could see this being a 2 compared to that being a 1. So I don't know. It's already going up.
Sorry for doubling stream. Pull the stage select theme from Mega Man 1.
Oh, that the Mega Man 1 has the terrible rep.
Oh, hold on then.
We found out so far has a corrupted the MP3s. The NSF is fine. Well, I could pull the NSF. What's stopping me from doing that now? Nothing. We didn't do it for embedding in PowerPoint, but we can do it for
Sorry for creating.
original music file. No, you were causing zero problems. All right, let's see. That's the MP3. This is the. There we go.
Maybe
And
I
then
just
I think
need. Yeah.
just have to share the audio overload to the stream.
Ending
Which
to-
is-
Ending
You
to
want
Mega
ending
Man
before?
2. Ending to Mega Man 2 is a 2 texture. You could do that. And that's like a good track.
Do you want to do that instead of 1?
Yeah, ending to Mega Man 2.
Bye, Logan.
Okay. Mega Man 2.
Ooh. Megan Man.
Ending Mega Man. Super fighting robot. Wait, epilogue maybe is what it's called on Zophar? Okay. How do I play this then, since I just X'd out of the thing? Hold on. We'll throw it here and then reshare the PowerPoint. We got this. Okay. Okay. Whenever we're ready. Ready?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, do
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Okay, and let me
Um,
remind you, I mean so that scored low on texture. It scored low in a lot of places, including this isn't a game over track. This was you just won the whole game track.
I was like, this is like a game over, right? Okay.
No.
I thought that I was gonna score that like at the same or a little higher than Top Man, my low score, which I sort of changed Top Man to like a 2. So I was gonna say that was like a 2 or even a 3 until that ending when it's just like "Meh, da, 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 da." And I was like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
But I liked what it was doing with the echo-ish stuff, like the kind of timbral thing a little bit, even though it was very minimalistic.
Yeah,
thought it was
kind of
doing
had a
good for what it
clipping
had.
to the phasing. It wasn't just the phasing, there was like a clip to it.
Okay. I didn't know if that was just me or Discord or the pool. Okay,
No.
that was like in the game.
Yeah.
Okay, goodbye. That's down to like, well, is that an idiom thing or a texture thing? Down to like
they can
1,
mutually
2.
reinforce a little bit.
Let's just say 2 for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was
it
that
scored
what your
poorly.
ranking was?
Our rankings
1 or
for
2?
this one: Idiom 2, Melody 3. We didn't think the melody was the worst. Texture
Yeah, it's
2.
fine.
Stage Fit
Yeah.
2, and we wrote Mega Man is not presented as a moody emotional experience, so here it's just really weird.
It's like Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, Subjective Enjoyment 2. This
Yeah.
is a hollow victory. This is regret over having to be violent.
Yeah. Okay, I agree with that. I agree with
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that gives you a sense. Obviously we
Interesting.
could.
Thank you
we
for
could,
this experiment.
We could do this all night. We spent a lot of time on this, y'all.
But for
I
today,
mean, we should bring it.
we're
We
gonna
have
let
no
you all go, I
publication
think.
plans for it. We're literally just doing this for the stream.
Yeah.
We just really got way too into our rankings. You now have, we'll relink the data just so anybody that wants to open it up and like dig through this is the rankings in Excel, and there are sheets per game and then the overall. And that one is where there were ties. We did rank within the ties. So we did try to come up with an objective number that Sarah's data doesn't necessarily
What
capture.
if we made this thing like a bit where every guest we sort of made do what I just did,
Do a
regardless of
ranking?
whether they've played Mega Man or not? Like,
That'd be
if, like,
amazing.
and
Ryan
kind
and
of just
I
contribute
certainly
Yeah,
would
we can do
enjoy
that.
to do like
Contribute
a cold
to the-
ranking.
Yeah. Here's Sarah's tier rankings. The high level overview with, caveat that the average is not displaying properly.
What's funny?
And nor was I going to make her fix it because she did it for free for me, because we were laughing about the shenanigans on a phone call the other night.
Jordan laughs about this can't be published. We spend as much time on this project now as we have on some of our publications.
Yeah, we did spend a lot of time on it. We had like multiple multi-hour sessions per game.
Define publication.
That's true.
Honestly.
I guess we're publishing it to the SMTV of Twitch.
That's
there
right.
you go.
And then, that's the link to the font. Yes. So that is our.
Thank you.
Yes, but yes, the rankings in Excel, the musical rankings with the notes and commentary, which are kind of entertaining to read through, because they were captured very off the cuff from us. We did read through them to make sure. We weren't really worried that we said anything we shouldn't, but we get spicy in a few of them, but in entertaining ways. So definitely fun to read through.
We did actually do a pass of all of this material to make sure we didn't say anything about Julianne in our notes.
Ryan was worried about that. I was like, I don't think because of Julian's lack of Mega Man, she wouldn't have come up in this, but we looked through anyway just to be sure we didn't dunk on any of our friends.
Yeah.
This
we
sounds
dunk mostly on the music itself.
Bitch. Yeah.
Yes, so now we have this. And Jordan is right. If we had a document from 1850 where a couple of musicologists ranked all of the Schubert lieder with this kind of detail, historians would never shut up about it. So.
Yeah.
Thank you
Let's
for
be
that
real.
validation. Our egos needed it desperately. Yes. So thank you so much for coming to our TED Talk.
Yep. We're going to sign off, team. I'll fix this audio microphone thing for next week, too.
Thanks, friends.
Bye, team.
Bye. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Yeah.